executive suite. Yeah. You know what it is. It's the people's house. Big Zeus. It's the people's house. Big Zeus. Pull up to the gate at 1600 on the map. Yeah, supposed to be the people's house. I make it like a trap. Marble floors and chandeliers. I'm balling through the wall. Power to the people. Yeah, I gotta make that call. Trapping for the team. Red and white and blue. That's me. Voices on the block. I'm breaking through. I got the keys. I'm in the lobby. Yeah, I'm moving like an OG. Posted in the Oval Office in the executive suite. Yeah, signing for the fam. Yeah, you know my game strong. Freedom is the banner, and I got my chains on. Secret Service watching snipers sitting on the roof. Truth is hitting hard. I bury you inside the booth. Founding father vision. Yeah, I'm flexing with this cash. Big farmer, big tech.
Good morning.
Dreams bag.
I'm the voice of the hood.
Trying to come and storm the gates.
Balance in my hand, but the system's overweight. They painted white, yeah, but the stains running deep.
Promise they selling it,
But you know they ain't coming cheap. Legends walk these rooms, Lincoln, MLK. Now it's photo ops, power plays all day. I'm trapping for the vote. Big Zeus. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Big Zeus.
Powers in the
Big
air.
Zeus. We knocking on the door. Big Zeus.
We wanna hear your song.
Yeah.
Maureen, good morning.
Who you think they asking for? They asking for that smoke. Smart people or them players. Yeah, y'all think this is a joke.
Hey.
Take it back and write the code.
1600 got your soul. Put my portrait on the wall. They staring at me like I'm cold. Greatest story ever told.
I will never ever fold.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Doing deals all in the dark.
Yeah, I do stream it, but I haven't released this project yet. 1600 Pennsylvania on the way. All right, it'll come out. Yeah, you know I'm so divine.
No stains on my kicks and the rally outside. And the
Let's go,
gates
ladies.
is locked.
This power never divides.
Spitting for the block. Yeah, buses make them wanna fight.
1600, do it every day. Every night the people's house is a trap. Got the power, get it back. Money talk loud, time to clap.
Fight for the keys. That's a
You know what
fact.
they do.
It's a rap. I'ma bring it back. In the people's house.
Hey.
Powers in the
Powers in the
Yeah,
air.
It's the people's house. We knocking on your door. It's the people's house.
We wanna hear your soul, Big Zeus.
Big Zeus.
You know who it is, ladies and gentlemen. Ain't no one else. There's no one else like me. You know that, the Rizzler himself. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get this show started. Happy Friday. We don't got all day to do what we came to do. Hopefully, I can get you in and out of here as quick as possible, seriously, because there's so many things going on.
It's like I'm stuck in time. It's like a curse. And I can't escape it. It's like deja
Let's
vu.
go!
It's deja vu.
Good morning, Coco. Anita, thank you.
I'll be back. It's deja vu.
You all happy to see me? Friday.
It's like
Halloween.
every week I gotta take out the trash.
I'm on top of my game, ahead of the class. You can tell that I made it. Look at my grass. Cars in the
garage with tanks full of
You
gas.
tell I see you. Thank you.
I won't
Thank you.
finish last.
Sitting in my living room, screaming how we made. I see you attacking.
It's supposed to happen when you get your famous.
Woo!
The algorithm turned me to a maniac. Yeah.
I guess we going viral cause my Zodiac. I got all these numbers on my spreadsheet. Hey!
Benjamin Franklin is my bestie. And if they use my
Woo!
explanation,
W. Rick, let's go! All right. All right, here it goes. Let's all do it together. Zeus haters right here. Here it goes. Here it goes. Let me tell you what.
I haven't gone into
Uh-huh.
Zeus's live
You
shit.
lied.
Realistic. That
drug test.
shit was
Keep
radical.
it clean, please. Very
It
radical.
was horrible. I'm like, you've gone.
Uh-huh.
Zeus has gone way off the.
Oh!
It's like deja vu. It's like deja vu.
Wow.
It's like deja vu.
I've gone off the rails. Give me a break.
It's like deja vu.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, happy Friday. Welcome to the show. Once again, we're back in the Thunderdome. I'm your host and I'm your pilot. As you can see, today is Halloween and the demon himself is already doing things to harm our innocent children, right? Out there just handing out God knows what, but we'll get into that in short order. Let's take care of some very important housekeeping items. For those of you who don't know who I am, I go by the name Zeus, or as some like to say, Triple H. And why do they call me Triple H? Well, it's quite simple. The first H is because I am honest, all right? I'm the most honest person on social media. I mean, I won't tell you all my business, but I'll tell you enough to keep you going, all right? The second H is because, guess what? I'm humble. And that's because I understand that in the human experience, you'll never be perfect, right? And so when you're wrong, sometimes, like Takesha, she called me up here yesterday, and others, and they'll say things that, and they don't always agree with me. And you know what? I don't have any problem going, you know what? Maybe I need to think that over, and then I'll get back to you, because that's how humble I am. All right? Because I know I'm not always perfect. All right. And then the last and the most important H out of all of the H's, ladies and gentlemen, is because I am and will always remain, you've guessed it, what? The most handsome. Thank you. Now, many of you know hello from Alaska. All right, shout out to Alaska. It's always lovely when I see folks from various parts of the world tuning into this broadcast. It makes me feel like, you know what, it's worth doing, and I'll keep doing it, all right, because what's really important is that we do the work it takes to bring Donald Trump's poll numbers back to earth where they belong, all right? And we also have to address some of the laziness and the complacency and the confusion that's going on so that folks understand, how important it is to get out here and not just say and let your voice be heard, but also actually get out there and vote for the right people in order to save this great country of ours from the evil clutches of Donald J. Trump and his legion of MAGA demons, who we all know are hell-bent on destroying this great country of ours, all right? And we're not going to let them do it. And so the way we go about doing it, we confront the MAGA demon as it is. And lately, and I could get into a lot of trouble, I don't like to race bait at all. I would prefer to just argue based on the merits, right? I really don't, because sometimes those conversations, they go dark and they go south real quick. And I understand that not everybody can actually engage in productive discussions about a topic like that, or actually a lot of different topics, right? But lately, as of late, I've been forced to confront the racism, the bigotry that's been going on, the xenophobia, and just all kinds of evil and hatred stuff that's going on in this country, because the MAGA demon wants to be able to be unleashed on the American people without being checked. And so over here, we're going to check the MAGA demon. And what does that look like, Zeus? What does that look like? Well, first off, it looks like we're confronting the fragile white male ego. That's what it is. And every day they get up and they cry about some sort of injustice in America that somehow resulted in them just not being able to get a fair shake, right? They blame the immigrants, right? They blame women. They blame black folks. They blame any one person of color. They'll blame Hillary Clinton. They'll blame Joe Biden now, right? They'll blame the Democrats. They'll blame anyone, but they will never, ever look in the mirror and admit it is them who are causing all of the problems in America. They are the reasons that we cannot move forward. They are the ones shouting and demanding that we go back in time to a place where we all know that was really not America living up to its promises to the people that because the Constitution, there's promises being made to the people. Now, as imperfect as the nation was when it was founded, that's always been the goal up until these MAGA demons, Donald Trump supporters, Trump voters, got involved with politics and just allowed themselves to be vassals of transgression against the American people. These people aren't patriots. These people are, what do I call them? Seditionist, treasonous traitors who also are racist, right? And so we'll get into some of that content in short order. And before I do, I'll just ask, because I don't like when people try to get my live taken down because they say, Zeus, you're being too harsh. No, I'm not. I even got rid of my mallet because they said that's too harsh. I'm the nicest person out there. But if you push it, we'll have very difficult conversations. And so I'll say this just to make sure folks don't get into their feelings this morning. If you're a Trump voter and you're allergic to the truth, or as my good friend brother Swervin says, you're lactose intolerant. That's sort of like being lactose intolerant. You're allergic to dairy, but you're allergic to facts. You might want to leave this live this morning and you could go hang out with those fake TikTok hosts, those fake Christians. This is what I'm going to call them, fake Christians. These people are performative at best. They probably never cracked open the Bible in their life. You ask them Jesus, they'll go, who? Jesus who? because they don't know who this person is. You go hang out with them because you know what they'll do. They'll take your money, send me the gifts. Yeah, I'm using the money to, what are you going to do with the money? They won't tell you, but they'll make up something. I need it for my, send Trump the money. I don't know what they do with the money, but it's nothing good. You go hang out with them because they'll take your money and then they'll go, you know what? Now come on back tomorrow. There's more where that came from, right? And they'll just take advantage of you. They'll take your wife, sort of like what we see with J.D. Vance and Charlie Kirk's wife, right? What is that? Right? You go hang out with them because over here, we're not going to sugarcoat it, all right? But get this, you don't got to take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
And with that, the doors to the Thunderdome have officially closed. I take no responsibility for what happens. Sparks are going to start flying because the truth is about to be shared. Grab your shields, all right? Because I'm going to get into it. So we're gonna try to get through as much of this very, very troubling content that I got to bring to the kingdom this morning. All right. And then if I got time at the end, guess what? We'll talk to some wonderful people. I really do want to hear from Trump voters out there who have somewhat of a conscious left, because there's some serious issues that this country is going through right now. And I really need you to weigh in on this and let us know. So the first thing that I'll do is I'll start out with Caitlin Collins. What does Caitlin Collins do? She works for CNN. She calls out Donald Trump and the GOP over Jeffrey Epstein and amid bombshell unprinting of, guess who? Andrew. I won't call him Prince. We'll just call him Andrew. You know what he did, and you know he did it with. Hold on.
Introducing passes from Sling.
Yeah. Hold on. Yeah, let's get. There you go. Jesus Christ. There you go.
Today, an ordinary American girl from an ordinary American family brought down a British prince with her truth and extraordinary courage. Those are the words of the family of Jeffrey Epstein's prominent accuser, Virginia Roberts Giuffre. That was in reaction to the shocking news today that Prince Andrew is being stripped of his royal title.
Yeah.
Now, instead of Prince Andrew, he will simply be known as Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. In addition to losing his other most prominent title, the Duke of York, earlier this month, Andrew is also being evicted from the sprawling mansion where he has long lived on the royal dime. All of it encapsulating a major fall from grace because of his ties to Epstein. Tragically, Virginia Giuffre didn't live to see this day. She died by suicide earlier this year. But her pursuit of justice has lived on, and her family will join me on what this moment means for them soon. In her just-released memoir, Virginia Giuffre details the claims that she made that Andrew sexually assaulted her when she was a teenager.
Wow.
He long denied those claims and offered this defense in 2019 in a disastrous interview with the BBC. And what you're about to hear from him is in response to a question about Giuffre's claims that they danced at a nightclub and that he was, quote, sweating all over me.
There's a slight problem with the sweating because I have a peculiar medical condition, which is that I don't sweat, or I didn't sweat at the time.
Who does that?
And that was, yes, I didn't sweat at the time because I had suffered what I would describe as an overdose of adrenaline in the Falklands War when I was shot at.
Oh.
And I simply, it was almost impossible for me to sweat.
Wow.
You can see why it was disastrous. Years after that interview, the public frustration, though, over Jeffrey Epstein and a lack of accountability has not gone away. It was actually on full display just a few weeks ago when I was in the United Kingdom for President Trump's state visit. This is what protesters were projecting onto the side of Windsor Castle, images of Trump and Epstein together. The king himself just heckled over this last week.
Get him, Caitlin.
How long have you known about Andrew and Epstein? Have you asked the police to cover up for Andrew? Have you asked the police to cover up for Andrew?
Sick.
While Andrew, as he's now known, faces his comeuppance, not a single powerful man in Epstein's once wide circle of friends has faced justice here in the United States. House of Representatives, a bipartisan move to force a vote on the release of the U.S. government's files on Epstein has been blocked for more than a month, with Speaker Johnson keeping the place shut down. President Trump, whose own friendship with Epstein reemerged after his administration's failure to produce the Epstein bombshells they promised, has repeatedly denied any knowledge of the allegations.
No, I don't know Prince Andrew, but it's a tough story. It's a very tough story.
He doesn't
I don't
know.
No, I don't know the situation with Prince Andrew. Just don't know. Not aware of it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. It's always you don't know when you're dealing with Donald Trump. Marsha, please knock it off, Marsha, because I have some information for you, Marsha, that's going to rock your world. All right, I'm just warming up, Marsha, and this is the problem. Your mind can't stay focused on the prize. I'm literally showing you what to look at, and your mind's wandering off into space. And this is why America is going down in degradation. Ladies and gentlemen, let's warm up the lake of fire. For all the Trump voters out there, ladies and gentlemen, who keep wanting to talk about Joe Biden. Joe Biden didn't do anything with Jeffrey Epstein. Donald Trump did. But you'll sit around and keep making excuses for Donald Trump and go right after Joe Biden, who's just trying to get through his cancer treatment. Ladies and gentlemen, let's send these so-called Christians where they belong. Where you sending them? Straight to hell! Y'all ain't Christians.
Silence!
Thank you.
You MAGA demon!
Let's move on, ladies and gentlemen, to something else. And this is just another update. SNAP benefits are on the verge of running out. We all know this. Today's the 31st of October, November 1st. And I call it Liberation Day, the real liberation, when Americans will, unless something is done in between now and then, will first have to live in a country, a lot of them, where there is no help from the government when it comes to eating, all right?
News at 11, I'm Rick Asway. Tonight we begin with the top story of the day. The fate of SNAP benefits nationwide
Here goes.
may be in the hands of a federal judge in Boston. Oregon and Washington, along with 23 other states, sued the federal government to force the feds to send those benefits out. Hundreds of thousands of Oregonians stand to miss out on their monthly benefits this weekend.
Yeah.
K2's Jennifer Singh is at the live desk for us. And Jim, we thought...
And I just wanted to put this out there. So it was brought to my attention this morning, ladies and gentlemen. A MAGA demon said, Zeus, you're complicit. You're complicit because you're not speaking out. I guess there's a trend on TikTok, EBT at TikTok. And a lot of white guys are getting very, very triggered about this because I guess on that trend, folks are saying they're going to go in and start, committing crimes to get food. And so what I'll do is I'll get this on the record and we'll judge this accordingly. I'll play a little bit of it. All right. I'll play a little bit of it. Here we go.
EBT community coming out openly saying they're going to be robbing people for food. Have you checked out this on EBT of TikTok? Yeah, just go ahead and type that into your search bar. You'll see what I'm talking about. You have minorities along with other people on EBT, mostly minorities saying this, by the way. And they're just going to stand out the stores and start robbing all the white people that they better start clutching their purses because they're coming for your food.
Oh.
Y'all was clutching y'all purses before.
And he brings a black woman into the video.
Y'all was doing all that shit at the wrong time.
Okay.
But this is y'all time to show up.
Okay.
Show up then.
Wow. This is what he did.
I ain't gonna be mad at you.
Using black
That's right. If they can't get your fucking tax money to get themselves free handouts, they're going to start stealing from you, and they think they're right to do it. So who else besides me is going to go out to these stores to try to meet these motherfuckers head on if they think they're going to plan robberies on people? Because they're too fucking lazy to go get a fucking job? Because I'll tell you what, if you're fit enough to start robbing people, motherfucker, you're fit enough to go to work. And that's a fact. But go ahead, check out EBT of TikTok, and you can see these people openly planning on robbing people and showing you merchandise that they have already robbed. It's not even the first of the month, and these motherfuckers are already robbing. And I'll say it again, if you're strong enough to rob motherfuckers, you're strong enough to get the fuck up and go to work, bitch.
Woo! See, I knew. See, I mean, somebody said it was AI. This is the MAGA demon that said. I don't know who it was, but someone insisted Big Zeus get on TikTok and speak out against this. Speak out against people committing crimes to eat. I'll say this. Please do not break the law and play right into these folks' hands, all right? Please don't do it, because to me, that's what they want you to do, and then it's going to be history repeating itself. So yeah, I've spoken out against it, but make no mistake. I understand that when it comes down to survival, it's hard to say, you know, this is right and wrong if you're doing something based on survival. And that's at least when it comes to women trying to provide food for their children, right? But yeah, don't break the law. Now, what I want to do though is I want to remind the fragile white man exactly who's the real suspect. All right. And so what we'll do is this, ladies and gentlemen. I'll tell you a little story. Should I tell you a story? All right, because I'm out here in the red state of Indiana, right? I decided to go to the State Museum. You should go there. I went to the State Museum. You go in there in the bottom floor, you see like dinosaurs and, Ice Age stuff. And you're like, wow, this is pretty intense. This is pretty incredible. That's on the first floor. And then I go up to the second floor. And then, they got real good content, ladies and gentlemen, on the second floor. I see if I got some photos. I took some photos because, I'm a person out here that likes to, savor the moment, so to speak. Let me see. There was information out there. Very, very, very valuable information. I went there and let me see. There it is, right there. You see stuff like this, right? Interest. Talking about black men and what black folks did to help save the country. During the wars, Civil War and stuff like that. They talked about the Underground Railroad. I mean, this is. Talked about Abe Lincoln. I mean, this was great content. The 54th Regiment. I mean, you should go to this museum, ladies and gentlemen. But, I'm walking down this, and I'm just getting this update on, the contributions that black people made to this state of Indiana. And then I went through, and I kept walking, and you can see right behind this was this. And I'll show you. That's on the other side of what the black folks have done in this great country of ours. MAGA. Yeah. Oh, y'all forgot about this, huh? Oh, you're worried about that EBT, huh? So, ladies and gentlemen, that takes me to this. I went and I read this, and I was fuming. I was so upset by the time that I walked out of the museum, because there's this guy. Let me see if I can find this guy. Let me see. Oh, don't get triggered now, MAGA, because see, we've caught the folks who've been robbing folks in this country. Let me see if I can give it to you. You see who this guy is? How many of y'all know who D.C. Stephenson is? I am the law in Indiana. Yeah, Grand Dragon. Y'all know? I didn't know this person. I didn't know who he was. I didn't know who this guy was. So, in the spirit of, in updating and educating this community that we've kind of found on the internet, I want to remind folks who this guy was, this MAGA demon was. All right. But before I do, I'll say this, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. Let me get my notes together, because I had to take notes on some of this stuff. What we're dealing with in this country right now is, I'll see if I can get you a better photo of this demon right here so you can recognize it. Because I talk about the fragile white male quite a bit, but people think, oh, he's just race baiting. Here he is right there. Yeah, there he is right there. You see it? There he is, MAGA demon right there. All right, so what this is going to be called is an urgent plea. Yeah, this is an urgent plea. Because I believe J.D. Vance and them, Stephen Miller, they get upset when we call them fascists. They get very, very upset. But after going through this, it's not just fascism that they're weaponizing. It's a hybrid of fascism and some of the triple K practices in this country. This is a bit of homegrown stuff. You can only get it in America. So they're blending triple K, venom from the triple K with elements of, fascism. And this is what the Trump administration is promoting. And so what we'll do, and I want the white guy that was yelling about black folks on EBT to be able to come up in the box and tell me why he's upset after I go through this real quickly. And I want to give you all a quick history lesson on who DC was, all right? And you already know what he did. Hold on. You know what he did. I got to get, okay. So what we're going to do is, this is called, you can go look this up. It's called The Dark Legacy of D.C. Stephenson and the Tragic Unaliving of Madge Oberholzer. So in short, this guy was a Grand Dragon, promoted white nationalism, Christianity, targeted immigrants, people of color, blackmailed politicians, and ended up essaying a woman, all right, and then got convicted of doing that, unaliving her too, basically convicted of unaliving her, and then, got pardoned and stuff like that. And I just couldn't help but see the overlap between what we see going on in the current administration and this knucklehead, this demon right here. And then we'll get into we'll get into judgment real quick. So let's go ahead and get a quick update on who this demon was, all right?
Of political corruption. I am the law in Indiana.
Here you go. I jumped ahead a little too quickly. All right, there you go.
For our villain, we have David Curtis Stephenson.
Mm-hmm.
A man who held no political office, elected or appointed, but would often exclaim, I am the law in Indiana. The law and the power.
Ain't that like Donald Trump? Isn't that what Donald Trump sounds like, him in the MAGA? This is exactly the same playbook.
No. For a long time, he was right. For our heroes, we have three. We have William Remy, the prosecutor who brought Stephenson down.
Mm-hmm.
We have Asa Smith, the attorney who made it possible to bring him down. And we have Governor Warren T. McRae, the only Hoosier governor who ever went directly from the governor's office to the penitentiary. And yet he is my hero, and I hope to make him yours. And of course, for our victim, we have Madge Oberholzer. Now, I personally have a third-hand hearsay relationship with Madge Oberholzer. Over 55 years ago in high school, I had a wonderful high school teacher who sat back one day and gave us an abbreviated rendition of the story I'm going to tell you this evening. Now, this teacher of mine, his mother-in-law, a very prim and proper lady, she married a missionary who would never say anything bad about anyone,
Right.
had been a sorority sister with Madge Oberholzer. And she would only say that Madge was not a very substantial person. On the other hand, the same teacher I had once taught school with another school teacher who had in turn taught alongside Madge during Madge's brief time as a school teacher, and she said she was a nice young girl. I'm afraid you're going to have to make up your own mind this evening, but either way,
Here it goes.
Madge Oberholzer did not deserve the tragic fate she suffered at the hands of D.C. Stephenson.
Of this demon right here. This is her, by the way.
And so we began.
This is her right here. In case, hold on.
Once upon a time,
and this is Madge right here. This guy, the perpetrator. This is his victim. So for all of you women out there that love to say her name, Laken Riley, and you think you're safe, once again, all you got to do is go to your local museums and you'll find out who's really been doing a lot of harm to you. And I already know, but you're too afraid to admit it, and you'd rather take it out on innocent people. And we'll get into that in short order, all right?
a long, long time ago, 1865, in a land far, far away,
here it goes,
Pulaski, Tennessee, 6 men came together to form an organization called the Ku Klux Klan.
Oh.
It was more or less a fraternal lodge of white supremacists who wore funny costumes, had secret words and a ritual, and rode horses around at night and presumably had a good time. Soon, however, it was seen that this group could be used as a terrorist organization to intimidate blacks, carpetbaggers, and scallywags through threats, whippings, and murder, and maintain social control over the black community so that the white supremacist South could win the peace after losing the war.
Where's Blagga at right now? Is Blagga in my audience this morning? I want to make sure Blagga is here listening to this. Because this is what they do. They uphold this. This is what Blagga's been upholding. I want to make sure they're out here listening to, and it takes a while to kind of get through this, but please just hang in there real quick because we're gonna bring this home. All right.
Soon, the former Confederate General Nathan Bedford Forrest was chosen to lead the Klan. If you learn nothing else tonight, you will learn that there have been 3 distinct Ku Klux Klans in American history. This one was the first, and it lasted for 7 years. Forrest had reluctantly officially abolished it in 1869, and in 1872, the Grant administration was able to shut it down in practice. To his credit, Forrest made an effort toward racial harmony in later years, but from 1865 to 1872, the Ku Klux Klan was evil personified.
Evil personified. This is why I send y'all demons straight to hell. America has a long history of you MAGA demons. This is what Donald Trump is trying to bring back when he talks about make America great again. You ever wonder why he keeps going back to old laws? When was that law enacted? Oh, back then. Okay, I get you. But y'all don't act like, y'all want to act like y'all don't hear what we saying.
Then after the turn of the 20th century, the novelist Thomas J. Dixon Jr. wrote the book, The Klansman, which portrayed the Ku Klux Klan as a noble group of Christian patriots saving virginal Southern white women from the ever-rapacious libidos of ignorant and savage blacks.
Ain't that what Stephen Miller is doing right now? White national. We got to get the immigrants out of here to preserve the whiteness. In the name of God, in the name of Jesus. Hey, MAGA, you've been exposed. It ain't just fascism you're pushing right now. It's this triple K stuff. I see it for what it is.
Then, in 1915, D.W. Griffith made the great but controversial movie Birth of a Nation.
Oh, I remember this.
Which proved to be extremely popular. When it was shown at the White House, Woodrow Wilson, our first Southern president since the Civil War, said the movie was all too terribly true. But then this was the first president who segregated the bureaucracy of the federal government.
Oh, he did?
For 50 years, since the Civil War was over, and white bureaucrats had been content to work alongside Southern black government workers. But only Southern-born Woody thought it not right and ruled by executive order that the federal workers be segregated.
Now, I'm going to jump ahead because we don't got all day, but I encourage you to go look at this. Let's go into the Grand Dragon's background a little bit. All right, we're going to go into his background real quick. All right, let's see where that's at. Let's see. Okay, there you go. Let's see. I'm jumping ahead because we don't got all morning. All right.
As a national leader, or imperial wizard, with a Texas dentist named Hiram Wesley Evans. Well, who was this D.C. Stephenson?
This D.C. Stephenson.
David Curtis Stephenson was born August 21st, 1891, probably in Houston, Texas. His father was a poor sharecropper, and the family moved to Oklahoma in 1901. When he was young, Stephenson worked for different newspapers and once helped on the campaign for the socialist candidate for governor. He left home in 1914 and continued to work for newspapers as a typesetter and or reporter and sometimes editor. In 1915, he married Nettie Hamilton, and a daughter, Florence Catherine, was born in 1916. He soon lost his job, abandoned his wife and child, and became a drifter.
Oh.
This became a pattern with Stephenson.
Uh-huh.
He would work for a newspaper, start drinking and carousing, and soon move on. Once he moved on with $800 of the publisher's money.
Right.
He was a second lieutenant in the Iowa National Guard during World War I, and although he claimed later to be a war hero with service in Europe, he never left the States.
Never.
Another
Lies.
characteristic of D.C. Stephenson was he was an inveterate liar. Nettie
Liars.
filed for divorce in 1917.
Ain't that something?
In mid-1919, he was a traveling salesman selling typesetting machines and printing equipment, and met and married wife number 2, Violet Carroll, in Akron, Ohio.
Oh, wife number 2.
They were married in January 1920 and moved to Evansville, Indiana, where he went to work selling coal.
Mm-hmm.
Throughout his Klan tenure, he continued to work for coal companies. He soon tried to run for Congress in Evansville as a Democrat, but failed to obtain the nomination.
You hear this stuff.
Hiram Wesley Evans decided to further promote the Klan in the North, and he picked Joe Huffington to be the point man in Indiana. He moved to Evansville in early 1920, and within a few months, he met D.C. Stephenson, who was trying to start a new veterans organization.
Ain't that something?
Huffington recognized that Stephenson was a born salesman and put him to work immediately as a recruiter for Klan membership in Indiana. Soon, Indiana became the strongest Klan state in the United States, with over 30% of all white native-born men as members.
Wow.
Soon, Simmons made Stephenson responsible for recruitment in 20 northern states. Wow. To understand how popular the Klan became nationally and especially in Indiana during this time, we must stop and look closely at the Klan and the state of the country in the late teens and early 1920s.
Get to it.
During World War I, the patriotic organization that was pro-native-born American and anti-foreigners had attraction. After all, we were currently in the business of killing foreigners overseas.
Oh!
There had been some bloody
doing military strikes in the Eastern Pacific and down in the Caribbean. Seems like we're just going right back to what we used to do. Right?
Riots in 1919. The immediate post-war years were fraught with labor violence, a recession economy, and the Red Scare promulgated by the federal Attorney General A. Mitchell Palmer, in which Bolsheviks, aliens, anarchists, and labor organizers were rounded up and deported. Remember that the 20s were rife with the type of social unrest that we experienced in the 60s. The youth were flaunting their sexual liberation. Prohibition was resulting in law and order issues of concern, and the whole social fabric seemed in disarray. Enter now the Ku Klux Klan, which, while it was a racist organization, was definitely against blacks, Catholics, and Jews. In the North, and especially in Indiana, it did not emphasize that aspect of its beliefs. Its leading issue was law and order, and its support for prohibition.
Their leading issue was law and order. Where have we heard that from, ladies and gentlemen? Can anyone tell me where we heard law and order from? Does anyone know? Put it in the chat if you know, because I want to see if y'all can pick up on this piece. It's all right. It sounds very Donald Trump. All right, W to all of you who figured that out. Y'all see what we're doing? It's a little bit of a slow cook, but we're getting there. All right.
It claimed that police and government officials were corrupt and in not enforcing prohibition, which was all too true. It wanted reform in government to eliminate corruption, an emphasis on old-time values in the school system, and it certainly emphasized old-time religion, which, of course, was Protestant. In the words of the modern day, as well as the Klan's slogan at the time,
what was it?
The Klan was for family values and for a moral stability in seemingly immoral times.
Family values. Family values. Doesn't that, Christian values. Oh, yeah. I mean, we're literally watching the Trump administration, ladies and gentlemen, unload a hybrid of the triple K and fascism playbook on the American people. This is homegrown stuff. All right. Now, it wouldn't be a MAGA demon experience or story if I didn't highlight some of the activities of this Grand Dragon. All right. So we're going to get into maybe what he did, how he was able to get away with a lot of this stuff, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to jump ahead.
And Stephenson withdrew Indiana from its national affiliation and declared himself the Grand Dragon of an independent Indiana Klan.
This is what he did.
Rare among Klan leaders, Bossert was an honest bigot who genuinely believed in the Klan cause and was not out for personal gain. He treated both his political friends and his enemies honorably. Mainstream Klansmen in Indiana were confused with the status of their leadership. While both men attempted to exercise power, it is safe to say that Stephenson, the more astute and born salesman that he was, continued to control the political influence of the Klan in Indiana. The general non-Klan public was probably unaware of the split. It is interesting for a moment to see the relative difference between the two men in their behavior when the Klan did control, more or less, the infamous Klan legislature that took control in 1925.
Wow.
In the House, proposed legislation called for prohibition of religious garb in public schools, aimed at Catholic nuns who taught in public schools. Bible reading was to be required for teachers to read in the classrooms, also to teach state and federal constitutions. Teacher qualification required that teachers in Indiana public schools to have been educated in Indiana public schools.
This is what they required.
2 hours each week of religious education were to be mandated.
Yeah.
The American flag was to be displayed in every classroom. This bill actually passed, but it was already being done in most schools anyway.
Yeah.
And there would be an abolition of parochial schools. And it also called for fines or jail time for parents who sent their children to parochial schools.
Can't do that.
There would be a textbook requirement. It required Catholic schools to use the same textbooks used in public schools. And there would be movie censorship.
Movie censorship.
The establishment of a state commission to censor immoral motion pictures.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well put a tariff on movies coming into the country, right? Like that one demon running the country claiming, right? So you see the overlapping things that the Klan was doing, that this current administration is doing. And so the last part of this, and then, we'll get straight to judgment because I don't got all morning to do this, but this is now going to be the next part where we get into the crimes of this guy right here, DC Stephenson, truly living up to the MAGA demon legacy, and to the person, Tiny Tank Top Tim Tom, you're getting sleep while the truth is being shared, and your feelings are getting hurt because you've been exposed. Maybe you didn't hear my message at the top of the show, but I'll go ahead and do it again.
Here, that if you're not happy here, then you can leave.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country,
Yeah.
if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now.
Yeah.
Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
Yeah. W lady boss. Remember, this all started because that one white guy got upset about Liberation Day, black folks running into the stores and possibly getting some food. Oh, but now we're sitting here going, oh, we got a bigger issue in this country. It's the MAGA demon that's been unleashed, and they've been doing a lot of harmful things to America that's got us all in this predicament. And right now, there's a MAGA demon running the country and trying to do the same playbook on us, and we're not going to let it happen. So what we're moving on to now is the crime. Buckle up, ladies and gentlemen, because, you know, you hear about the Epstein files, and you think, like, this has got to be, like, some of the most... but this is nothing new for a MAGA demon. MAGA demon always knows how to do this stuff, and I do apologize for the... Truly the survivors and victims of these kind of circumstances, because I hate to do it, but I got to do it in order to make sure the truth gets out there and, you know, help folks understand what's really going on in this country. So what we'll do is get into D.C. Stephenson's crimes, ladies and gentlemen, and then we'll go to judgment, because I haven't judged.
There would be a nutrition bill, which mandated education on nutrition in public schools and required the use of a textbook that Stephenson just happened to be writing.
Here goes. Here goes.
There was a fire insurance bill. Stephenson didn't support it, but he made sure it was introduced in order to have lobbyists to pay him to have it killed.
Corruption. Corruption.
There was a utility reform bill. He had his bill imposing strict regulations, and then he sought money from the utility companies to have it killed as well. There was an oleomargin bill. It called for more descriptive labeling on packages, and presumably Stephenson collected money from the dairy industry to have it passed. There was a stream pollution bill,
grifting,
which regulated what industries could dump in streams. Stephenson collected money from industries to kill it.
You see how he does it?
That so much of the Klan legislation did not pass may be attributed to the House being dominated by the Bossert faction, while the Senate was more influenced by the Stephenson faction. Although Stephenson was flying high politically and financially, his private life betrayed the scurrilous background that had gone before.
Here it goes.
In early 1923, he took his young female secretary to Columbus, Ohio, where he was working. They dated and became engaged, and in June 1923, he was found along the road, parked in the back seat of the car in a compromising position with the girl.
Wow.
He pled guilty to a parking violation and indecent exposure on the highway and paid $17.50 in fines and costs. In early 1924, at a party at his home in Irvington, a young actress claimed that Stephenson tried to rape her and in the process did bite her. And also in 1924, he spent a day in a Columbus, Ohio jail because he had assaulted a manicurist in a hotel. The hotel and woman were paid off, and the incident came to an end, but was in the Columbus papers. In these violent incidents, Stephenson had been drinking. He was what is called a mean drunk. Madge Oberholzer was a 28-year-old unmarried woman who worked for the Indiana Department of Public Education and lived with her parents in Irvington, about 2 blocks from D.C. Stephenson. She had 3 years at Butler and was a Pi Beta Phi sorority, but she did not graduate. She taught school for a time. Her parents were falling on financial hard times and had to take in boarders. One of them was Charles Householder, who was living apart from his wife, with whom he was having marital troubles. In January 1925, Madge met D.C. Stephenson at the inaugural dinner for the new governor, Ed Jackson.
She did.
They dated, but Madge, in her dying declaration, claimed that they only went out 4 times. On Sunday, March 15th, 1925, Madge had a date at 5 o'clock, from which she returned home by 10 o'clock. Her mother told her she had a call from D.C. Stephenson's secretary and that she should return it as it was important. She did so and found out that Stephenson was leaving town and needed to speak with her before he left about the book she was helping him write. This was the book on nutrition that would be used when the legislature passed the law mandating nutrition education in the public schools. He had previously purchased a small publishing house in anticipation of his scheme. Madge had been hired to help him with the book. He sent Earl Gentry, one of his bodyguards, to escort Madge over to his house. The next morning, Monday, March 16th, Matilda Oberholzer, Madge's mother, called the family attorney, Asa Smith, to say that Madge left the night before to see D.C. Stephenson, but had not yet returned. She was concerned. Later, she called to say that she had received a telegram from Madge saying, "We are driving through to Chicago and will be home on the night train." Signed, Madge. Smith tried to reassure Madge's mother not to worry, but he called Emina Moore, a longtime friend of Madge's who was working at the State House in the same department, and explained the situation, hoping that she might know something. That Monday night on the Union Station platform, the attorney, the mother, and Emina Moore waited. No Madge. That same Monday night at about 11 o'clock, the attorney, Smith, Madge's mother, and Emina Moore went to Stephenson's home in Irvington. While the two women were at the front door being told that the inhabitants did not know where Stephenson was, Smith saw from his parked car across the street a car enter the Stephensons' driveway and head to the detached three-car garage behind the house. It turned out later that, unknown to Smith, Madge was in that car.
Wow.
He took the ladies home, and the next day, Tuesday, met with both of Madge's parents in the office of a private detective. After the parents left, he got a call from them saying that Madge was home. While they had been meeting with Smith and the detective, a man who turned out later to be Earl Klink, another bodyguard of Stephenson's, carried Madge into her home and up the stairs into her bedroom.
Wow, what a disgrace.
He said only that she had been in an auto accident, but he didn't think any bones were broken. Eunice Schultz, a boarder, had been at home and reported all this. She said that Madge was groaning, was bruised, said she was dying, and asked Schultz to call the family doctor. Dr. John K. Kingsbury came immediately and saw, in addition to the bruises, lacerations or cuts on her left chest. Madge told him she did not expect or want to get well, but she wanted to die.
Wow.
Over the next few days, Madge related to Dr. Kingsbury, attorney Asa Smith, and her friend Emina Moore what had happened to her, and they took extensive notes of what she said. Madge told them that when she got to Stephenson's house on Sunday night, he was drunk. He wanted to go home. She wanted to go home, but he wouldn't let her. She tried twice to call home, but the phone was taken out of her hands. Wow. She was forced to take 2 or 3 drinks herself and was forced into the car and taken downtown to Union Station, where she, Stephenson, and Gentry boarded the train. While in a private compartment, Stephenson pulled her dress over her head and then ripped the rest of her clothes off. Then he bit, chewed, pummeled, and raped her.
Wow.
They got off the train in Hammond, Indiana, just short of the state line, and went to the Indiana Hotel in Hammond. There, Stephenson signed them into the hotel under an assumed married name of Mr. and Mrs. Morgan. He forced her to send the telegram to her parents and dictated what she was to say. Later that Monday morning, she asked for some money to buy some cosmetics and a hat. She was given $15 and was taken to the hat store by Ernest W. Shorty DeFries, Stephenson's chauffeur, who had driven a car to Hammond. There he allowed her to go in alone and buy a hat. Then they went to a drugstore where again he allowed her to go in alone where she bought some bichloride of mercury.
Wow.
This was a common disinfectant and was sometimes used in suicide attempts. The wife of actor Lon Chaney Sr. had tried...
Now I'm going to stop there in the interest of time, but as you all can see, that was a very harrowing and it was a very disturbing story. If you want to go look this up on YouTube, you can. It's from the Lawrence County Museum of History. It's titled The Dark Legacy of D.C. Stephenson and the Tragic Unaliving of Madge Obenholzer. Look this up, and I played that because I wanted MAGA to understand what we all know. Did anyone hear me describe a black person in this story? Was there a black person in this story, ladies and gentlemen? Did anyone hear me cover an immigrant in this story? The Dark Legacy of D.C. Stephenson. DJ. I knew you would say that, DJ. I knew you would say that. So we didn't hear anybody being harmed by an immigrant or a person of color. This was MAGA harming their own people. And the women out there, Marsha, are you still here? Marsha, I want to remind you of something that I ran across, Marsha, when I was at the museum as well, because MAGA don't want to, when you got to ask yourself, when they say, let's go back to the way things used to be, what did they mean? What did they mean? Let me see if it'll show up. No, it won't show up here. All right, fine. It won't show up. All right, it won't show up. It won't show up. I thought it would. I thought it would. Yeah, it won't show up here. But what I'll do is this. I'll go back, and I can read it to you. How about that? Because I don't want to leave any stone unturned. Yeah, that's Madge right there. You can go look her up. I don't want to leave a stone unturned, and we're doing this live. But this is something else that came across that I read, and I said, you know what? I don't think a lot of you so-called conservative women know just how nasty it's about to get for you as a result of your blind loyalty to the MAGA demon. All right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There was a machine there that was I didn't know this, but there was a machine there that people used, for polio, right? And I didn't know this. There were leg braces, and then they said polio was eradicated as a result of the vaccines in the United States. Could you believe that, ladies and gentlemen? At one point in time, folks were losing their life as a result of polio, but good thing we had those vaccines. W Zeus, all right, W Zeus. All right, but what I want to do is cover this part about what the women of the Triple K. The women of the Triple K, also known as Ladies of the Invisible Empire, functioned as a separate branch of the National Men's Organization, particularly prominent women in the 1920s. The WKKK existed in every state, but the strongest chapters were in Ohio, Pennsylvania, Arkansas, and Indiana. That was interesting, right? But what did I want to read? There was something about hold on. I don't think I have it. Okay, women demanding their rights. U.S. law, get this, MAGA women, get this. U.S. law gave men total control over the women and their families. A woman's primary role was defined as wife and mother, but she had no protection from abuse or any legal rights to her children, to divorce, or to control property. Husbands and fathers could devastate a family by drinking and gambling away their livelihood. Women working outside of the home frequently suffered harassment and earned far, far less than men. Marsha. Are you there, Marsha? Because this is what Donald Trump wants you to do. This is what MAGA is all about. This is what Make America Great Again is all about. This was in 1925. That's 100 years ago. And this is what they think of you, ladies, while you're out here claiming you're Charlie Kirk and Erica Kirk and pretending like this isn't a game. You're pretending this is a game. This isn't a game. Now, I'm going to wrap this up, ladies and gentlemen, all right? Because, we got to do this typical kingdom fashion, all right? We got to really wrap this up, and then I got to go to the box and hear from those of you. I got a little message. All right. So today it is with a, hold on, let me get this going again. I gotta get my notes. I can use the teleprompter, right? I can use the teleprompter, right, ladies and gentlemen, all right? Because that's what we do over here. We don't want to mislead and fumble. I write to you today with a heavy heart and an urgent plea. As the shadows of our nation's darkest chapters creep back into the light under the second Trump administration, we stand at a crossroad where the flames of fascism, once thought confined to a distant history, are now being fanned, not in isolation, but fused with poisonous venom from the Triple K's white supremacy legacy. This is no mere echo of the past. It is a deliberate and dangerous blend that threatens the very soul of our democracy, eroding the principles of equality and justice that define us as Americans. I condemn this administration's unequivocally for embracing and amplifying such ideologies which sow division, incite violence, and betray the promise of our Constitution. We must recognize it, we must resist it and reject it before it consumes us all. Make no mistake, this hybrid menace draws directly from the authoritarian playbook of Mussolini's fascism, ultranationalism, leader worship, and the glorification of violence, while layering on the Triple K's homegrown racism, nativism, and terrorist attacks. The Triple K, founded in 1865 as a T-force to subjugate Black Americans and suppress Reconstruction, evolved in its 1920s to rival into a mass movement of 100% Americanism that mirrored fascist spectacles, robed parades, fiery crosses, and political infiltration, all to enforce white Protestant supremacy. Mussolini himself praised the Klan as a noble ally against communism, and the Klan leaders hailed him as a model strongman. Today, the Trump administration revives this unholy alliance, cloaking fascist power grabs in Klan-style racial fear-mongering. Consider the examples, stark and irrefutable, they say. In the administration's first weeks, Donald Trump pardoned the leaders of the Proud Boys and the Oath Keepers, groups central to the January 6, 2021 Capitol insurrection, where white supremacists chanted Triple K echoes like "Stop the Steal" and waved the Confederate flags. These actions of clemency signal not justice, but endorsement of vigilante terror, much like the Triple K's. We get a little warning. Hold on. We're going to get through this. We don't want that to be taken down. Much like the Triple K's unchecked night rides. The fascist Klan fusions embolden extremists and is seen in the surge of white supremacists flyering and rallies post-inauguration. From neo-Nazis, blood tribes, harassment of Haitian immigrants in Springfield, Ohio, to the Trinity White Knights, hate leaflets in African-American neighborhoods, directly fueled by Trump's false claims of migrants eating cats and dogs. Such rhetoric isn't accidental. It's calculated invocation of the Klan's, quote, defend white womanhood mythos, twisted into modern migrant crime hysteria to justify mass deportations. Oh yeah, it's getting deep. Then there is the administration's propaganda machine, weaponized through the Department of Homeland Security, which deploys fascist-style memes and images of armed agents raiding non-white communities, echoing the Klan's intimidation while evoking Mussolini's black shirts. Stephen Miller, a key architect of these policies and a senior advisor with a history of promoting white nationalist texts like the Camps of the Saints, exemplifies this blend. His emails reveal advocacy for extreme anti-immigrant measures rooted in, quote, great replacement conspiracies as theories cherished by both neo-fascists and Klan revivalists. Trump's own words compound the outrage. At a rally, he praised rallygoers, quote, good genes, a eugenics tinged nod to white superiority that Klan leaders like David Duke, former Grand Wizard and vocal Trump endorser, have celebrated as treason to your heritage, if opposed. Duke's repeated endorsements from 2016 to 2020 in the Triple K's official newspaper hailing Trump as restoring, quote, white Christian republic were met not with firm repudiation, but with equivocation, much like Trump's infamous, quote, very fine people on both sides after the Charlottesville 2017 white supremacist bloodshed where neo-Nazis and Klan members marched with torches. This is not leadership. It is betrayal. By rolling back birthright citizenship, targeting equity programs, and amplifying, quote, America First isolationism, a slogan born from the 1940s Klan fascist circles, the administration doesn't just flirt with these evils, it institutionalizes them. The result, a rise in hate crimes, emboldened militias, and a fractured society where, quote, white pride rhetoric masquerades as patriotism. Historians warn this is America's indigenous fascism, not imported wholesale, but a toxic brew of Mussolini's state terror and the Klan's racial vigilantism, now supercharged by social media and executive fiat. Fellow citizens, we have faced such darkness before through Reconstruction trials, the Klan's reign of terror and fascism's global shadow, and emerged stronger by clinging to our shared humanity. The Trump administration's fusions of these forces demands our condemnation and action. And what that means is we need to vote, organize, and speak out and hold these leaders accountable. Because we cannot repeat history's gravest errors for the sake of our children, our democracy, and the America that we cherish. One liberty and justice for all. Rise against the fascist Klan hybrid before it devours us. And that's a huge W, Zeus. That's a huge W, Zeus. Now, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it wouldn't be a show unless we do what we normally do. It is now time to get straight to judgment. And I thank you all for enduring this, but I hope you can at least walk away and do your own research and look into this stuff yourself. Go to a local museum at this point, because that's where all the information is. W. Rick, it is now time. And I see that there's some Trump voters out there getting super triggered by the way that I'm running my broadcast. No, don't be offended by me, and don't be offended about people trying to get money to feed their family after this real Liberation Day is upon us. What we're going to do is this, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and warm up the lake of fire. And what we're going to do is get back to the demon himself, the one handing out trick-or-treat candy to the children. This is for all you Trump voters out there that are still supporting this man, even though you know what we know. He's promoting Triple K and fascist ideologies and using it to terrorize innocent Americans in this country in the name of God. Join me in sending these folks where they belong, straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
And that W's it. Now, does anybody think I've lied about anything? Have I lied about anything thus far on the show, ladies and gentlemen? Because I don't mind being corrected. Did I lie about anything? I just want to double check because, you know, I got a lot of people out here saying, Big Zeus, you're lying. All right. Thank you. And this is a bit of a different show. Normally I talk about Donald Trump and stuff like that, but I figured since I'm out in this state, and by the way, I don't think a majority of people in America go down that path. I really do believe a majority of people in this country tend to want to do the right thing when it boils down to it. A lot of people might not know, and they might be ignorant when they're being out of control or they're doing things that actually come across as harmful. And I try to work with those people. But I would be blind and I would be remiss, ladies and gentlemen, if I didn't acknowledge, what Donald Trump and Stephen Miller and this administration, Pete Kegreff and all these other people, what they're doing, it's not random. It's not random. Like I said, when I walked out of that museum, I was livid. All right. So let's go to the audience. Do we have any Trump voters out there? Oh, Do we have any Trump voters that want to come up here and, I don't know, try to defend their dear leader at this point? Because I already can show you some information, MAGA, that's going to really hurt your feelings. And I don't even need to talk to you. You see what this says? I did a video about it. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, Katie, can you see that? Donald Trump's net approval rating is negative 18.3%. And I want to give all of you in the audience a round of applause. You know why, Katie? While you're sitting there getting triggered, all right? You know why his poll numbers are in the toilet? It's because Americans all over the country are rejecting all things MAGA. You know what? I'll agree with you. MAGA. You know what? Biden probably was not as strong as we would have needed him to be. And you know, but I can live with that because I know Biden can sleep at night knowing he didn't go around committing acts of evil like your dear leader is. Like right now, your dear leader is out there actively unaliving innocent people in the Eastern Pacific and the Caribbean. This is why his poll numbers are in the toilet. He is trying to unleash evil on the American people and everybody that cares, saying, nope, not today. And so what we're going to do is we're going to keep bringing Donald Trump's poll numbers by engaging MAGA and asking them, bring the proof that your dear leader is actually delivering on the promises that he made to you. I promise you, you won't be able to do it. Put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump voter. Put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump voter. Look at this, and this is my favorite. Honestly, this is my favorite part of the show. When I asked Trump voters to get up here, oh, DJ said he's requesting. I didn't even notice that. All right, I haven't heard from DJ in a while. Hey, Scott, how are you doing? I mean, DJ, how are you doing?
Doing good, man.
I'm doing all right.
I just got a minute, man.
Okay,
I just need you to explain to me, why were you bringing up the guy that was a well-known Democrat and all the crimes he did?
Because he's a MAGA demon.
How was he? How do you? He was a well-known Democrat.
He was.
How is he a MAGA demon?
You hear about his ideology that he was pushing? He was promoting Christian nationalism. All right. He was going after immigrants.
He was a Democrat, Zeus. He was well entrenched in the Democratic Party.
Okay, DJ, I got a story. So there's a story, right? A wolf goes into a pasture, and he goes up to these sheep, and he goes, "I'm a sheep." Does that mean the wolf is a sheep, DJ?
Yeah, that's a great analogy.
W Zeus, all right, and that's an easy way to cook DJ, right? That's a huge W Zeus.
Yeah, that's a huge W Zeus.
I'm not DJ. I'm DJ, and I know you got to go. I'm not focusing on the person. I'm not focusing on the label he's calling himself. I'm focusing on the ideology. And what I'm trying to help you understand.
Someone else that from the MAGA that behaved his way?
Yeah, Donald Trump. And Stephen Miller. Didn't you just hear my speech?
You're comparing those guys, that guy to Donald Trump.
Yes.
Can you give me some kind of line here where the parallel?
So there was SAing going on. Did you hear that? He SA'd the woman. You heard that?
You're not even comparing apples to apples. You should be ashamed to even bring up that analogy. You should be ashamed of yourself. He was accused by a woman, number one, who didn't even know what year it was that she was attacked. The woman was.
I know you're laughing. Are you laughing at yourself, or are you laughing at the situation?
No, sir, I'm laughing at you because this is hilarious, man. It's hilarious. Zeus.
So DJ, let me ask you this, DJ, because I haven't heard from you in a while, and I was genuinely concerned that you might have, been plotting something out here, because you know how a lot of y'all get once we get on you. But I'm glad you're here getting your daily dose of truth. But honestly, you don't see any similarities.
I'm waiting for the truth. I haven't heard any yet, but go ahead.
You don't see any similarities at all, or are you playing you don't see them? Because I think the majority of people who are listening to this show, they can see these through lines that Donald Trump and this guy have, or other random people in Donald Trump's administration. What party is promoting the white nationalist movement? It's not the Democrats. It's Mondami. He's not promoting that, right? We're talking today, goodness, DJ.
You're really so? Are you really saying Mondami? Are you kidding me, Zeus?
I'm saying he's not promoting the white nationalist movement. The party that's doing it, DJ.
A communist movement, Zeus. A communist socialist movement.
Are
you kidding me?
No, he's not. And all you're doing, DJ, is this. You're literally showing me who you're aligned with. You should have gotten in my box, DJ.
I'm
Honestly,
certainly not aligned with Mom Donnie. I'm certainly not aligned with the guy you just profiled.
but you're aligned with Trump,
who was a Democratic figure.
Hold on,
and you're sitting here saying all this. It's just blowing my mind, dude. Where have you gone? You have truly leapt off the edge, man. Way off the edge,
DJ.
Your TDS is a whole nother level, man. Whole nother level,
DJ. I appreciate the way I'm glad that you feel that way, but I promise you, what you're saying isn't landing very well with your audience right now. Because
it's your audience. I see them in there saying DJ is KKK. I mean, what the heck, man? I mean, you're making accusations about people that you don't even know them. I mean, your whole crowd here. I mean, what the hell, man? So you guys have gone so far off the edge. You're not going to be able to get back, man. You're not going to be able to get back when you start comparing Donald Trump to that guy that you just brought up on the screen. What is wrong with you, man? Talk politics, talk reality.
Okay.
Don't speak. Figure out how the Democratic Party can get the government opened up again. Talk about things.
Are you talking to me or Trump?
I'm talking to you.
Oh, you can't be talking to me.
Party.
No. Okay, so DJ, and that was. I'm glad you're able to share with us your raw emotion and feelings, because I feel like we're finally getting there, and this is part of the healing process. But I got to say this to you, DJ, for you to get up on my show and not show any kind of concern for the victim in the story, Madge, or even express any form of condemnation towards the actual suspect, DC Stephenson, and go directly after Big Zeus. What you've done. Because actions speak louder than words, and that's why what you say doesn't really bother me. I look at a person's actions.
I was merely bringing up the point that you were talking about.
DJ,
I was a Democrat.
DJ,
and comparing him to MAGA, it makes no sense.
Because you're not trying to listen. You're up here being defensive. You got up here and literally
I'm not
defended.
Being defensive at all. I'm laughing at you, bro.
You got up here and literally defended the guy for what he did by attacking me.
How did I defend the guy? How did I defend the guy? That is a flat out lie.
Are you trying to actually learn, or do you think you got this all?
I'm listening to you accuse me of defending that guy, and that's BS, and you know it.
DJ,
I never defended the guy. I was amazed that you were sitting here talking about the guy when he's a former Democrat. That's all I said. Yeah, I absolutely condemn anything that he did. But
so you're not mature enough to have the conversation, DJ. Because that's what this is turning out.
You are ridiculous, and that's where you have gone, brother. And I'm sorry that you've gone this far off the edge.
Okay.
Good luck to you, man. Good luck to you. Hey, thanks for bringing me up, though. I just wanted to find out why you were talking about the guy.
Okay.
Now you're comparing him to Trump.
Yeah. Wow. All right. Well,
that's ridiculous.
DJ, just do us a favor and just kind of keep listening to the show. All right, because maybe
I won't be listening anymore today because I can't take anymore.
Okay. All right.
Y'all take care.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right, that's the first one, victim. I told you when I started the show. It's the fragile white male ego. Can't get any word across. Can't see himself as being a part of the problem. Always thinks he's the solution. And now Zeus has gone off the deep end. How did I go off the deep end? All I did was hit play on what really happened in America. I went to the same museums that you should be going to. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in sending DJ. He probably won't be here for a while again. Join me in sending him where he belongs, straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA Damon.
But I got to give DJ some credit. He did come up here, and even though he doesn't agree with me at all, what he's done is he's put his reputation on the line, and he's going to allow us to continue to see him for what he is. And so we're going to keep doing this kind of work, ladies and gentlemen. This is real work that needs to get done. And the folks that are truly the problem, they're going to continue to expose and reveal who they truly are. All right. And so let's move on to our next guest. It doesn't take long, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't. Hi, brother Swerve, and how are you doing? I haven't heard from you in a while. You doing
good?
Right?
Yeah, Zeus. I've been going through some things, but you know what? Those things we go through, when we beat them, they only make us stronger.
True,
right?
True. Yeah, I agree. Thank you.
And I'm going through those things. I got a bone marrow biopsy coming up here in a couple of weeks.
Okay.
They're double checking for cancer. So far, I don't have any cancer.
Good.
So I'm very thankful about that. And I know the folks in the kingdom have given me some uplifting prayers and words of encouragement. So definitely want to send a shout out to the folks in the kingdom. I appreciate all your love and
Good. We
support.
appreciate you too, and glad you're taking care of yourselves and pulling through as always, bro.
Absolutely. I'm trying my best, brother. So I wanted to touch on a couple of things, if I may. One, I think that the story that the things that you talked about this morning with the special K, I call them the special K because, you know, we can look at each and every single one of them and go, oh, you know what? God bless your little heart.
Yeah.
Because they are very special people. They are the special K.
True.
Right. And so yesterday or day before yesterday on my live, we have now what we are referring to as Women's Wednesday. And I just sat back, put myself on mute and let my co-hostess run the live. I got the honorary title of Sister Swerving, and I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Okay. And the reason I think this is relevant is because you know how they like to say, oh, well, Joe Biden told a room full of black people he was going to put y'all back in chains.
Yeah.
Well, that's not what he said. That's not what he said. He said they want to put y'all back in chains. And to these MAGA women, to these women that voted for Trump, we can see how they are actively trying to put those women in chains right now.
Yeah.
Not necessarily, not even those women, all women in this country, taking away their rights, taking away their voting rights through different bills and different laws that have diabolical meanings when you look into them and you learn to read between the lines. This is what these women who voted for this garbage are not understanding.
True.
Okay, and they will sit there and say, well, I haven't lost any rights, only to find out that they live in a blue state. And then they would say, well, we can just vote these people out. But when Roe v. Wade was overturned, trigger laws went into effect. And in some of the states, in 23 or 24 states, they don't allow for special ballot measures to be put on the ballots.
Yeah.
They don't allow for special elections. So these women have been locked into these trigger laws. And SAs in this country skyrocketed through the roof. You can go look at the statistics.
Yeah.
Over 100% assault against women had went up over 100% the instant these trigger laws went into effect.
Yeah.
And they still sit there and go, well, I haven't lost any rights. You don't even care about the women who are trying to stand side by side with you and fight for your own rights. That's very weird to me. It's very sad to me.
Me too. It is.
And I don't understand how you can vote for your own demise.
Marsha, Missy, are y'all here? Christina, are y'all here? Seriously, listen to what we're saying to you.
And I'm sitting here listening to DJ, right?
Yeah.
And DJ, I call DJ one of our useful idiots. Okay.
Fair enough.
Because he comes up here, and you were absolutely right when you told him, Zeus. He's sitting here trying to defend everything by attacking you.
Yeah.
He's sitting we can easily make the comparison to Donald Trump and any other man who has assaulted a woman and been adjudicated for it, just like Donald Trump was. But he wants to sit here and attack you. It's just like when DJ came up to you live a couple of weeks ago and was all up in arms about Antifa. You're sitting here defending Antifa. You know what, DJ? I am a proud member of Antifa. As a veteran of the United States,
Get him, swear.
I am a proud member of Antifa because I went out and spilled my blood on behalf of people like you, DJ. I didn't go out and do it, and other veterans didn't do it saying, well, I'm only defending Democrats or I'm only defending Republicans. We defended the citizens of this country.
Amen.
And you're right to be able to say the things that you say without fear or reprisal from your government. But you don't care about that, DJ. That's why you're a useful idiot, because you will sit here and defend this man. Oh, well, I don't like some of the things that he says. I care about our veterans. How can you sit here and look me in my face and smile at me and say, hey, thank you for your service, while you voted to directly harm me?
Thank you.
And to you women out there who voted for this man, how can you honestly sit there and smile and say thank you because you and I both voted to directly harm me? If you don't see the women of this country are being harmed, then you have blinders on to the world.
Yeah.
And when it comes to Antifa, when you Republicans, when you maggots sit here and you say things like, well, the Democrats are so fascist. Okay, so you want to fight against it. You too are Antifa.
Yep.
That's how dumb y'all are. Everything you think is a flex is not the flex you think it is. Zeus, remember when they used to come into our lives and they would say things like, I'm not taking no jabby jab. I'm a pure blood.
I remember it.
You should really go look up the definition of the word pure blood, because you just admitted to Beyonce's internet that your mother and father were brother and sister. That's what you did, pure bloods.
Wow.
And as you mentioned, I used to work with this lady, Zeus.
Wow.
And she was joking, of course, but she's an immigrant from Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
And her parents were unalived in a car accident.
Right.
And she would tell us how her uncle brought her across the Rio Grande in a suitcase when she was like 7 or 8 months old.
Right.
And she eventually would tell us, hey, that didn't happen.
Yeah.
However, Mexico at the time did not have the same vaccination laws. So Lupe had polio. She was raised with polio, and she eventually came to the United States and she was vaccinated against it, and it stopped the disease from progressing. But her left leg is, she has to walk with a brace. And without that brace, she would not be able to walk at all.
Wow,
right?
really?
And just one of the most fantastic.
Was it a brace like this? Because I didn't know that. But what you're saying.
Yeah, similar to that, yes.
They used to have to wear that when they got polio, but it was a good thing we got the vaccine.
Yep. She only has to wear it on one leg.
Wow.
And then that's what she wears. Absolutely amazing woman, hardworking, salt of the earth kind of woman.
Yeah.
Right? Without the vaccines that we got in this country, she would probably not have lived past her 18th birthday.
Wow.
And it amazes me, Zeus. And again, I'm gonna show MAGA how ridiculous and hypocritical they are. You sit here and you rail against scientific fact. True. You sit here and you rail against scientific study. You sit here and you rail against scientific data. Yet, if you were to get into a car accident or you fell in your house and broke a bone, the same science that you have denied is the same science you were going to run to put your dumb behind back together. That's the exact same science you're going to run to.
Yeah.
How do you know the bone is broken? We took an x-ray. I don't believe in x-rays. Well, we took one and the bone is broken. You know what? I'm going to walk out of here. I'll be just fine. Okay, bye.
Yeah.
Just let him go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just let him go.
Yeah, I'm with you. Donald Trump got the vaccine, right? He got vaccinated again. And you sit there and you go, how do y'all not see this man for what he is?
Fully vaccinated and boosted. Him and his entire family. Him and every other Republican sitting there on Capitol Hill who was sitting there, and RFK.
Mm-hmm.
RFK, fully vaccinated and boosted along with his entire family. These are the very people who are telling you not to take vaccines. And now, as you said, Zeus, this morning when you were speaking, diseases that we have eradicated in this country are coming back. Polio is coming back. We have several polio cases throughout the country. Flesh-eating bacteria is here. And it used to be minimal.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's in the hundreds, especially down in places like Florida. Leprosy is rearing its ugly head in this country. And you have someone who has no medical background whatsoever telling you it's okay to swim in raw sewage. It's okay to drink raw milk. And you can go ahead and cut the head off of a whale and drop it in Central Park and drive it down there while you got whale juice flying all over your kids in the back seat.
That's sad.
You just
you brought up the
make
milk.
This makes sense.
You brought up the milk, and there was a part I read about Abraham Lincoln's mother. I didn't know she had passed away because of milk poison. I didn't know about this. Can you believe that? You go, these folks are trying to unalive us, this administration.
We have empirical scientific data. Like remember the lady who came out? I can't remember her name, but she came out and said that she saw women giving birth to demons in her church. I call her. She was one of these. She was one of these doctors that was basically encouraging people to take ivermectin, right? And I'm like, okay, so you got the demon semen hydroxychloroquine crowd.
Wow.
Who's gonna sit here and believe this garbage? Now, Zeus, I don't know about you, brother, but I'm gonna tell you right now.
Yeah.
If I'm in a room with 100 doctors, and 99 of those doctors are saying, hey, you should probably take this vaccine.
Yeah.
And there's one doctor who's sitting there going, don't take the vaccine. It's going to cause autism. I'm probably going to listen to the other 99 as opposed to that one.
Amen. Amen. Tell them, W.
And they will sit there and they will deny the very science that they need, the very science that is used to run their microwaves, the very science that is used to give them air conditioning, which was created by a black person, mind you. Okay. That very science, they denied that same science. You know, oh my God, it's hot. Turn on the air conditioner.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's science. That's science. We're going to just have to be hot. No, they're not doing that. They're firing up that air conditioner.
Thank you.
When they break a leg, say, oh, we got to get an x-ray of this. Nope, that's science. It's going to just have to be broke. No, they're not doing that. They're sitting there going, yeah, fire up that x-ray machine. Let's see where it's broke so I can get a cast on it. Well, how do you know the cast is going to work? Oh, because we have scientific empirical data that says if we cast up this bone for a minimum of 30 days, it will mend itself. Nope, they don't believe in it. If we have this vaccine that can stop you from unaliving, look at how many people, Zeus, look at how many people that we saw. We remember during CV-19.
Yeah.
How many people were begging for that vaccine on their unalivement bed?
Millions begging for it like a bunch of junkies because they needed it, and that's what this is about. But listen, brother, I'm gonna try to get some brothers and sisters up here just like yourself. And,
I appreciate that.
But I appreciate you as always for being honest. I was gonna say humble and handsome, but then that would be like me calling you myself, and we can't do that. But keep on doing the work you're doing, bro.
I will say this. I do consider myself a handsome man, but I am not going to say I'm more handsome than the man that runs the kingdom.
Amen. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Amen. I got to give it to you, brother.
Because I know how to humble myself. Okay? But in my life, I am the most handsome.
Okay. All right, we'll call it the truth then. Fair enough.
Let's call it the truth. Let's call it. So, Zeus, let me just say this. Today on my live, we will be holding Fascist Friday.
Okay.
And what I do on Fascist Friday, I will pick one member of the Trump cabinet, and we will give a good rundown on who they are, where they came from. Today it's going to be Stephen Miller.
Oh,
we're going to go through his history, the hateful rhetoric that he has spewed and spread around.
Yeah.
So this will be Fascist Friday, and it's going to be just a good old fashioned Trump bashing session. Okay. I triple dog dare any single one of these MAGAs to come into that live and refute anything that I will be speaking about. You can try, but you won't do it. That will be at 2 p.m. my time, 2 p.m. Central Time. So if you want to follow me, you'll get a notification when I go live. It'll be a 3-hour live, 2 to 5. But I welcome any MAGA.
I welcome them too.
And Zeus, just to give you some numbers real quick.
Yeah.
In the past 7 weeks, I have sent out 297 guest invites for MAGA to come up to the box.
Yeah.
Only one has actually taken that guest invite.
And that's DJ. It's the DJ, right?
No, it wasn't DJ.
Oh,
it was somebody else. It wasn't. DJ doesn't have the stones to come into my live anymore after we cooked him a few weeks ago.
Fair enough. I remember that. Fair enough.
So I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Just, again, thank you for having me up, my friend.
You're welcome.
I appreciate you as always, and I'm listening.
All right.
And to all you wonderful, beautiful, tiny people living in the kingdom in my telephone, you all have a great weekend. Be well, be safe, and doggone it, have fun while you do it.
All right, W.
Thank you, Zay.
Love you too, bro. No lies detected. This is what we are all about, ladies and gentlemen. See, we're going to get the truth out there. We're going to wake your game up one way or another, all right? And so that's my brother Swerve, all right? Let's move it along, ladies and gentlemen. Do we have any Trump voters out there that are brave enough to get up in the box like DJ tried to? DJ tried his hardest to get up here and defend the indefensible. But at this point, you know, you just can't fix crazy at this point, right? So we're just going to let the crazy people be what they are, but eventually they'll find out, like everyone else who's been supporting Donald Trump will find out. Your days are numbered on the face of the earth because you can't point to one thing this man is doing to actually make your life better, all right? And that's a huge W. Zeus, put a 1 in the chat. And okay, now I can say it because I got DJ out of the way. My favorite part of the show, honestly, is when I say, do we have any Trump voters out there? And it just goes to crickets, right? Because the whole time I'm talking, right, I'm cooking and booking, I'm laying out all this information, blah, 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 blashing. And you can just see them popping up all over the chat. All this little hate. They hate, oh, Zeus, W, Zeus, and they hate Zeus, and they cry, and then all of a sudden they disappear. They just disappear. And I go, where did you go? Where, you know, the whole time I was unloading all this truth on you, MAGA, you had so much to say, but then I give you the opportunity to expose who you truly are. You disappear. All right, it's like turning on the lights and the roaches, they run away. Carolyn, I sent you an invite, and the mods they've pinned your thing. So Carolyn doesn't want to come up here. All right, I think Carolyn. Thank you, mods, for trying your best to at least get Carolyn to get her special behind up here. And to speak on what's really going on. All right, let's move it along. All right, who do we got next, ladies and gentlemen? Who do I got next? Patrick. Patrick, she put a 1. Maybe it was a mistake. Yeah, maybe. Oh, it was a mistake. Good morning, Patrick. Patrick. I think Patrick accidentally sent me a guest request. Let's see. Who do we have here? Knicks Nation.
Oh, wow. Sorry about that.
No problem.
Sorry.
All right, we'll move it along then. All right, I see. I mean, you know, we're making headway. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, Shay. Welcome to the show, the beautiful Shay. Welcome to the show.
Hey, everybody. What's up, Kingdom? Happy Halloween, everybody.
Happy Halloween. How you been doing?
Doing good. And we got to obviously say happy birthday to the second handsome man in the kingdom.
Who?
That would be Nutty Professor.
Oh, it's his birthday today? Oh, wow.
It is his birthday today.
Oh, well, then he knows what we got to do today. Thank you, Shay, for reminding me, all right? Because, you sometimes forget there's so much going. Is Nutty here today? Yep. Wow, where is he?
I don't know. I hope he's here. Or Antifa.
Yeah, we got to do the happy birthday. Yeah.
Celebrate his birthday.
Yeah.
So, God, DJ is so really honestly lost.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean, you listen to everything you had to say. By the way, thank you for doing that. That was amazing.
All right, you're welcome.
Yeah, and I get it. Taking a bad situation and fitting it into what's going on today in the MAGA Republican Party, and that's what DJ will never understand.
Yeah.
For him, it's all about labels. He doesn't get that the parties have switched, or that ideologies have changed, that tactics have changed, that all of that has changed. And so even if the guy was a Democrat, I'll admit the Democratic Party in those days, there were a lot of white supremacists in that party. It slowly has filtered out and through after the Civil Rights Party, right?
Yes.
After the Civil Rights Act passed.
Yes.
And the majority of the Democratic Party supported that. And the black community was Republican for many years.
True.
Obviously. For what reason? Because Abraham Lincoln, the Republican Party during slavery, were abolitionists, right?
Amen.
So they stayed with the Republican Party, even though it had been switching quite a bit in those last 100 years. But once they saw that the Democratic Party had their best interests, they started to slowly switch over to the Democratic Party.
Tell them, Shay.
But the black community in whole is conservative by nature, right? They're usually very religious, right? Believe in family values, et cetera, no matter what the racist people want to paint the black community to be.
Bingo.
Right?
Yeah.
So, and I know that's why Dame struggles with all of it, and it's hard. You know, it's
he
it's
knows better though. Dame knows.
He does. He does. But you know, what's hard for them is once they fall into the belief and the rhetoric that the GOP has sold them, they're having a hard time admitting that they've been lied to, that they've been duped, and that the party that they did fall in love with is no longer that party. Not with the MAGAs. Are there conservatives that absolutely are still the same? Yes. But they're called rhinos, and they're attacked, and they're told that we're going to run people against you. You watch what's going on with Massey.
Yeah.
You watch what, remember the first Trump term, how many, when Republicans were standing against him and going against what he was doing, he absolutely started calling them rhinos. It's where that comes from. Republicans, name only. Then it was just like they just started dropping out of the Republican Party left and right. We could name so many of them. One of them is Adam Kinzinger. Liz Cheney, I think, will always be a conservative, but she's not welcome within that party anymore. And that's the problem that DJ is not seeing, and how you can relate a Democrat back in those days to the Republican Party today with Stephen Miller and Steve Bannon and the white supremacists and the Christian nationalists and all of that and the CKs and all that and what that is doing. I mean, you watch what happened to Vivek Ramaswamy, right? Who's running for Ohio governor, right? What happened to him? Did he get
Vivek who?
Vivek
right?
what?
What? Yeah, this guy.
What happened to him?
They disposed of him conveniently. They disposed
crumpled
of him.
up the paper and went for the 3-shot from away.
No, he never had a chance. Never had a chance. I could have told him that, but they made him feel good for a minute, I guess.
Boy, did they. They liked his, big corporation stance and wealth tax stance and, the fact he's a billionaire and all this stuff and the fact he sucked up to Trump. They loved him until he was trying to. Did you see the pic of Fetterman and Laura? No, oh God. And listen, we got crap going on our side. I think Fetterman, he had a stroke, and I think it's affected him badly. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, because they got a D in front of their name doesn't mean we can trust them. Like, DJ, grow up. You have a D in front of your name. You see how that works, right? You're not like all other DJs. Knock it out. And that's a huge W Zeus. And Shay, W Shay, yeah. Yeah, we don't trust everybody that says they're Democrat. No, you look at what the person's doing, and you listen to what they say, their ideology, and then you make a sound decision. You just don't go along with it. I mean, I see a lot of the vote blue stuff, but, vote blue, but do your research, so to speak, right?
Well, exactly. And then you look at what's going on with J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance and his USHA. Man, USHA's about to get kicked to the curb. Something's going on there.
You think so, Shay? You think
so? I kind of knew when he ran for the vice presidential ticket. I thought, how is he going to handle the fact that his wife is not Christian and foreign, right? And brown, and his children are half brown, and then all these things within his party, and he is beginning to really struggle, right?
You know how he's going to handle it? He's going to handle it like that. He's going to handle it like that. That's how you handle that.
I mean, I would never hug another man like that. That grabbing of his head, I was like, damn, that's an intimate hug.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let me ask the audience.
I hug other men, and it's always a side hug, right, ladies? Right, married ladies? We side hug men. Hey, how are you?
Let me ask the audience real quick, Shay, because I've been meaning. Does anyone think this is an acceptable photo? Of a grieving widow and the vice president together? Is this an acceptable in terms of the teachings of Jesus and your Christian values? I'm looking in the audience, Shay. No one seems to think this is acceptable. We got 1.6K people in here. Wow. W to the chat. All right, Shay, you caught it. You clocked it.
But he said when he was questioned about his wife's beliefs, he said, well, I want my wife to turn around and become Christian. He said that.
In other words.
Yeah, he wants to force her into Christian nationalism. So if she doesn't obey, right? Because women, if you're a Republican, you better submit to your husband. CK told you too. You better submit.
Shay, I just look at things not necessarily from the religious lens. I look at it from the opportunity lens too. And if I were J.D. Vance, and I should, this is just because he's an immoral creature. Doesn't he get more by getting with CK's wife than he does with his current wife?
He will have huge political capital if he drops his wife and goes for Erica Kirk. 100%.
Yeah. So in other words,
Huge political
she knows what she's doing with those pleather pants. In other words, that's
Yeah.
okay, because it's written.
She looks good.
Yeah. Oh well.
But
Listen,
that's not how conservative women dress.
okay,
I mean,
but Shay, I don't. Listen, she might be trying to tempt people, but my question is really: is JD Vance able to resist temptation? That's the real question. Do you think JD Vance is able to resist the temptation? Because the spirit is willing. And Takesha, you can quote me or catch me, and maybe I'm wrong about how I'm quoting this, but the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. I think that's how it goes.
Yeah.
Can a man pick up fire and put it in his bosom and not get burned? JD Vance, you might want to watch out, bro, because everything that glitters ain't gold. All right, that's another W.
Right.
And that was me giving him some advice.
Bounce, I was about to say that. Well, she's not a couch, so she might stand a chance. I don't know. But I mean, but when he settled for a couch, who knows that he'll, stand by his wife. I mean, who knows? I mean, this is the problem with the party that we're pointing out to DJ. He's not getting. He's just not getting. He won't get it because he's just gonna. I'm a conservative. This is the only way. And I'm like, okay, but what he did is he showed to you that guy espoused MAGA white supremacy ideology.
That part, Shay, you got it.
Abuse towards women and all of that fits with this rhetoric that's going on. And that's what we're trying to do, DJ, but you're not seeing it. All you're going to do is look up the guy and go, he's a Democrat.
Yeah, tell him shit.
Like he missed the lesson completely, right? He was just like, I had kids like him in my class, like just like woof, just over his head, like you didn't get it, But that's the thing that we're dealing with is that people need to understand that this is what we're saying. We're not condemning the entire conservative movement. We're not condemning all Republicans or the GOP. We are up here pointing out the hypocrisy to you so that you can see it for yourself, because they have convinced you that illegals are ruining our country and that transgenders are going to do these problems with your wives and your children.
I didn't see anything at the museum about transgender. I saw things about climate change, and they actually admit that climate change is real. You go to a museum, I said, isn't this crazy? The truth is there. Slap them all in their faces, and then you get there, you find out what you were talking about, Shay.
Yeah.
They're not the real problem with America is domestic.
Oh, it is 100%. It's always the wolf within the hen house. You've got to watch out for.
Yeah.
You've got to watch out for what's going on within and not buy all the noise. They're purposely doing this to you, and you fell for it in 3-word slogans. Just quick, easy slogans, and they say it over and over and over. It's mind control.
Yeah.
And you're falling for it, but you're not understanding the transgender community is less than 1% of the population. Is not grown that you guys think it has, right? And the illegal, right? Y'all know I hate saying it, but I'm talking to MAGA. All right, what you deem illegal population is less than 3% of our country,
and they're not doing what we.
Angered against this.
Yeah, and they're not doing what I just covered. They're not doing what I just covered with DC Stephenson and his demonic self.
Right, of course they're not going to. All right, my man, I'm going to let you go. Thank you, everybody. Kingdom, you guys.
W Shay, no lies detected. All right, so what we're going to do is this. Nutty, it's your birthday. Hopefully you're here in the next, 15 minutes or so, and we'll celebrate your birthday and you hear
I'll
from
text him. Make sure.
Hopefully Nutty's here, but hopefully I can get a couple more guests up here. Number one, we're going to start with my good friend, Brother Union Gang. Ladies and gentlemen, this is history in the making.
Power to the people, baby. Hey, Power to the people. What's going on, my brother?
Oh, man, listen, I seen the video of what happened, and you could tell your own story, but I just got to say W's in the chat for Union Gang, because what he did, and we just talked about it, right? You were out there representing America, the real America that we all know, and you were confronted by a MAGA demon, cloaked. She was cloaked in her, she forgot she didn't have her robe on, all right? And you can finish telling the rest if you don't mind. It's viral.
Yeah, no worries, guys. Listen, see, a lot of people are focused on that little, I believe like maybe 14-minute interaction. Yeah. I was actually out there for 2 hours. Overwhelming support. People had came and stood with me, because really I'm giving hope, right? Standing out here, I'm giving hope to the community.
Yeah.
The only reason I was doing it, really, initially, I was just ore farming, right? I was in my uniform, I was making videos.
Yeah.
And then some demon ran up to me in the truck and cussed me out.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, challenge accepted. So I got my body cams, went back home, got everything, started live streaming, went back to a corner, and then the rest is history.
Wow.
But while I was out there, I called her what? Timu Paula Dean. She pulled up on me. And she was like, the first words out of her mouth was, Are you stolen honor?
Oh.
I'm like, actually, it's called stolen valor. And then I clapped back at her.
Yeah.
And I was pretty much dragging her. So that pretty much set the tone.
Yeah.
And so she tried to come tell me how the Republican frees the slaves. And, I clapped back at her some more, drug her some more. And we were just going back and forth, and she just would not let it go.
Wow.
And so I basically told her what the deal was.
Yeah.
And then so she got mad. At one point, she admitted to saying the N-word, right?
I remember that part.
Only because the blacks were mean to her.
Oh.
That's why she used the N-word. And she's like, well, I only used it in my house, but I prayed to Jim Crow Jesus, and he forgave me, right? So I gave her some more of that smoke, and I told her exactly, out of everything that was triggering, I guess me calling her a racist just set her off. I'm like, but you are a racist, though. Right, if you use the N-word, if you out here, if you cool with the Confederacy, if you cool with military bases being renamed after the Confederacy, so be it.
Yeah.
And so at that point, she decided to get physical. She slapped me, knocked my phone out my hand, and then she tried to close the distance. So I hit her with that, get him up off me. Yeah. Use her momentum against him, and she fell out. And I went ahead and gave her. And see what happened? When you look up at the blue sky, see what happened, Demon?
Yeah.
I was I'm matching the sea energy.
Did she call the ambulance? Because I was confused a little bit. Did the ambulance come in the middle of all of this?
So first they called the cops, right? When she fell, immediately 2 other demons was like, hey, he assaulted that poor woman. Oh. And so the dude threatened me from the vehicle, and we had to exchange of words. Yeah. And I basically told him, challenge accepted. Come on, bring it on then. I said, I'm done talking to demons. If you got a problem with me, step with me right now, and I'll show you how I earn these medals. Wow. And so another guy, he had cut me off, and he came and cut me off. Yeah. And so I went and told him, hey, flat out, man, I don't care what you said. I got a body camera right here. That's where I record. Ooh. So no matter what you say, we got the truth right here. Wow. And so we had some more words, and I just finally told him, hey, listen, dude, if you want to see another sunrise, I suggest you get out of my way when I get in this vehicle. And so he immediately drove off. Yeah. And so they called the cops. Yeah, I pulled out the body cam and showed them right there, guys. This right here, I highly recommend it. It's a thumb action camera. If you're doing any type of protest activities, it is super lightweight, versatile. You press it one time to activate it, press it again, it starts recording. Absolutely wonderful. And it's the reason why I'm not in jail.
Record? How many? Yeah, because I promise you, if you didn't have that, you would have been in jail. And that's the scariest part.
Yes, because they had 4 people bearing false witness against me. Yeah. 4 people just that quickly said that, hey, I attacked her, and she came back and said I stole her purse, her pocketbook.
Right.
And so just that quickly, you had people willing to, these fine Christians want to bear false witness against me. Yeah. And so when the cops finally came, I told them, hey guys, listen, we can cut to the chase. You guys, hey, this camera right here will tell you everything you need to know.
Someone said, computer, I can give it to you. Is it on TikTok
Yeah,
Shop?
I think you probably could. Yeah, it's called the Thumb Action Camera. I highly recommend 10 out of 10, guys.
And how many hours? How long does it record? Because you've been
you
out
only
there.
Get 2 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, you only get 2. So I have multiple. I take off one, put another one on.
Yeah.
Because you have to recharge after that. But it absolutely is great. It's waterproof. It has tons of accessories. I wear it as a keychain because the keychain you don't even know you're wearing it. It's so lightweight. The magnet is powerful. And so when they reviewed the tape, they're like, okay, you're free to go. And that's what they said they would arrest her.
All right,
for something better.
All right, W-Rig. I mean, I watched that, and initially you were like, uh-oh, what did he do? But then you watched the whole video. Is it posted on this page?
No. This is only my oral farming page because they're already trying to squad wipe me. My Cash App is gone. My other YouTube channel is gone. They started mass reporting on my old live streams. Yes, so there's a concerted effort right now to squad wipe me, and that's okay. I'll drop me a GoFundMe later today, guys, so I can fundraise. But yeah, they're on me. So I'm not if you guys want to see the videos, it's on my 13 U.S. Army Overlord 12 account. Okay. That has the full 12-minute interaction that I've put together. Yeah. And just show you like the spicier points of that. But yeah, it's crazy to see how they're coming at me, but there's also overwhelming support from the community.
Yeah, we support
the community.
You, brother.
Yeah, a lot of people did not know I live here. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we support people out there doing real work, obeying the law, and just trying to do the right thing and stand up for what's right in this country. And it was just unfortunate. I watched that video. I don't know how you endured that, brother. I would have, I'd have left, ran for the hills, but you really stood there. And
I'm a soldier. I'm really trained to this. I'm trained to de-escalate trials. I'm trained to be in riot situations. Yeah. So I'm just like, guys, this is what I do. And so I showed them that, hey, I backed them down that, hey, I'm not getting listed in my uniform today, guys. It's not happening.
Yeah.
I know that they thought that was going to happen, but it's not happening. The black guy is not dying in this movie today.
Bingo. And to the law enforcement officer, I got to give him a little bit of credit too, because he actually took your word, looked at the evidence, and did the right thing in that moment. I was expecting the whole railroad experience.
This community, I'm close to this community. They know me. I was swatted twice here. The police force knows me. And so they know I'm a veteran. They know me. They know my status. And so a lot of those cops are veterans themselves.
Yeah.
And so he was really like, why would they get mad over a flag? I'm like, but they really get triggered.
Yeah.
They really get triggered. I said, I know it's upsetting to them, but I have a First Amendment right to be out here.
Yeah.
And hold this flag.
Amen.
And so, but the police they've always treated me well in this community.
Amen.
And so a lot of people don't know that, because, like I said, I'm against this institution of policing, but these cops here, we have a good relationship.
Yeah, that's good.
And so that's why I was treated with respect. And like I said, they showed me, once I showed them was it, they said I'm free to go.
Amen.
And so,
I like that.
Yeah. And like I said, this is my home. I live here, guys. Yeah. So that's what you don't understand. I'm not just passing through here. I'm actually bought a home here. I've been here. I've been part of the community for like 12 years.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I appreciate that. All right, now I didn't want to monopolize all of the time. I didn't know if that's what you wanted to get off your chest.
I just wanted to jump in. Yeah, no
or
worries.
anything
Listen,
else.
guys, I'm just here really to rally for people. Remember, guys, there's early voting going on. I talked my daughter into voting. She was kind of like on the fence because she had like given up. And when she went down there was a girl who was just like her, feeling demoralized and was wanting to vote. When she seen me, she's like, "Oh my God, I know you."
Yeah.
And so she was just so excited, and my daughter got to see it.
Yeah.
Because I told her the people that you vote with are the people you fight with.
Yeah.
The people that we vote with are the people we go organize with and give mutual aid and be there for each other. So yeah, the story might be about me yeeting some old racist old lady.
Wow.
But understand, guys, the real story is about us coming together.
Amen.
We will win.
Amen.
We will win.
We will win.
Line us up. Right? We're going to win this thing. Right? The demons are out ahead right now.
Thank you.
But we will. What he's doing is unsustainable.
Yeah.
Right? This fascist movement is unsustainable. They're going to eat themselves. All you got to do is do not give up. Keep swinging for the fences. Yeah. If anything you can take from me, guys, understand that keep going.
Yes.
I understand that fear may be contagious, but so is fearlessness.
Hey.
And so is courage.
Hey.
And I believe the universe is on our side.
Bingo.
We're gonna come together. It doesn't matter what you believe in. We are spiritual creatures at our core, and this is a spiritual fight. Yeah. This is pure spiritual warfare that we're fighting right now.
Amen.
And so it's calling for us to be here and to fight this at every level.
Amen. He's right. It's spiritual warfare, ladies and gentlemen. Someone is asking, what's your cash app? There's been a couple of folks out here.
Yeah, guys, my cash app is toast, unfortunately. It is down. I don't know if it got reported or what, but you could probably catch me on my Venmo. It's at US Army Overlord. You can Venmo me there, but I will get my GoFundMe up today because, like I said, I've been attacked on multiple platforms. Wow. So that's why you see me jumping around, guys, because they're really trying to squad wipe me. Like my YouTube page, I wasn't even on that page anymore for a while because of the heat. And I came back, I seen it had multiple strikes. I had 2 strikes. I had to just put it on private mode to save it. Because they're really trying to like erase me. I see the right-wing content creators. They're saying that, hey, this guy, he beat up some old lady because she was mad at his flag. But you know how they do. They always run with the lies, guys.
Yeah. I mean, we saw the video and the cops saw the video and did what they did. So I was, and I said, well, it's all about obeying the rule of law. And I just covered a story about a guy, DC Stephenson, Triple K Grand Dragon, who really did what they're saying you did. You didn't do what he did. And they haven't said a word about it. I haven't got one white guy to get in my box and condemn what DC Stephenson did to that girl. But they want to always demonize the brothers. Ain't that something?
Of course. Remember, they look how they treated Martin Luther King. Look how they treated Huey P., Fred Hampton.
Yeah.
But they don't have that energy for the Ku Klux Klan.
Nope.
They don't have that energy for David Duke or the Powerpuff Boys or the Oathbreakers, because it's still about that spirit, that nonsense of white, the delusion.
Yeah.
I really call it white delusion, right? Because there's nothing supreme about it. If they were superior, they could be superior by themselves. They wouldn't have to feed off other people like locusts.
Yeah.
And steal ideas and bend the law to help themselves.
Yeah.
So it's really they're on. I think that white supremacy is really on its dying breath.
Yeah.
Right now, we have to stay together, stay united, no matter what, guys. And whether it takes 10 months or 10 years, guys, we're going to be absolutely relentless in our fight against white supremacy.
Fair enough.
But I'm here for you guys, man. I am more motivated than ever.
Good.
Trust me, I am built for adversity.
Amen.
So when these guys come for me, like I said, outside of DC, I'm ready for anything.
Lord, well, listen, we don't want nothing to happen, right? Just keep on, standing up for the right causes.
Exactly. We're gonna continue to fight back. But more importantly, guys, hope is contagious. I'm seeing it. My daughter was so glad she went to vote. She's like, "Oh my God, Dad!" I'm like, because no matter how much I lecture her, she saw it.
Yeah.
She saw another girl that resembled herself.
Yeah.
That was feeling hopeless. It's like, you know what? I'm going to vote anyway.
Yes.
I said, no matter what happens, voting is our primary weapon, guys. Understand
you.
that. If you look at every other Black liberation movement, voted, even the Klan votes.
Yeah.
Right? They vote. They understand the power of the vote. That's why they're trying to steal our votes. That's why they're trying to, tell us it's hopeless.
Yeah.
Get out there and vote, man. That's our only peaceful way out. We have to organize.
Amen.
And I told her that voting is even more powerful than protesting. It's your primary weapon.
Yeah.
Yes, we can protest, do all those things, but this every election, not just the top of the ticket.
Yeah.
Here locally, because I told my daughter, look, we got Black women in our neighborhood, Black veterans that are aligned like I am.
Yeah.
You go vote for them.
Amen.
Everything we do, we have to be about Black liberation.
That part.
And that's why they fear us.
Yeah.
I'm trying to turn Virginia into Wakanda, people.
Hey.
Instead of having Black Wall Street, I want Black Wakanda.
Hey.
Period. That's what I want.
There you go. W-Rig Union Gang.
Yeah. Hey, power to the people, baby.
All right, brother. As always.
Hey, I appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you, man.
You know, I wanted to make my rounds.
Yeah.
I love the work you do out here, guys. And hey, we're all fighting at our levels.
Yes.
If you're an educator, teach resistance. If you're a musician, play resistance.
Amen.
For those of us out here who are military, we have to lead resistance.
Yes.
And we can beat these guys.
Yeah. Thank you. He's being honest, God honest. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Yeah, right. And keep us posted. I do follow you and go in and check on you, bro. So don't.
Yeah, if anything happens or any updates, any legal updates, guys, I'll let you know, and I will drop a video later on. Drop my GoFundMe or whatever I'm set up that way. Because right now, like I said, a lot of my social media is toast. A lot of my fundraising things are toast right now because I'm dealing with coordinated attacks. But that's okay. It's to be expected.
Fair enough. Wow. All right. Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, that's my good friend, brother Union Gang.
I appreciate you, baby. Power to the people.
Appreciate you too. Oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen, look at that. I mean, I am well past my scheduled time slot, ladies and gentlemen, but we're gonna let's see if we can get some quick conversations in here real quick. All right, I'm moving real fast, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I'm moving real fast. Nutty, stay. I see you, Nutty. Stay right there, champion. We gonna get you in and we gonna get you out. Takesha, how are you doing, sis?
I'm fine. How are you, Zeus?
I'm doing all right, especially now that you're here. Let's go.
I know that's right. I just wanted to say, it's Nutty birthday. He's the reason we got this holiday because of his looks. The way he looks gave us this holiday. Because I heard what he said about me yesterday when he said I had Alzheimer's and dementia. So let me say this, Nutty.
Okay.
It's your day, and I want to give a big shout out to you for for allowing your face to be the mold for the Too Ugly for Words mask that the costume makers are selling this year. That was a very selfless act of
Y'all
you.
go ahead and take care of my sister,
and I just want to thank you.
Mind. Yeah,
I just want to thank you, Nettie.
Because she's doing God's work up here. And
you got to thank him for lending his face for all of those molds for Zeus. They say he's the representative of the Too Ugly. Zeus. He's the leader of the Too Ugly for Words mask line. So we want to thank him for loaning his face.
Thank you, Jesus. All
for
right.
that. But on a serious note, right quick.
Hey, Takesha, you made my day with that. I ain't gonna let the devil steal my joy today, because that was the truest. I heard a lot of stuff, but that's the truest thing I've heard today.
He's a wonderful man for doing that. Yes, he is. But Zeus, one thing right quick.
Okay, sure.
he's the president of no wars, but he over there finna strike Venezuela right now.
True.
And I'm gonna get with you later.
Okay.
All right,
What did you say? He's about to
he
strike?
finna strike Venezuela.
Wow.
But you the president of no wars. The thing is this, Zeus.
Wow.
See, when he was in the first time, those people weren't loyalists that he had in his administration.
Wow.
This time they're bend over Bobbies, so he get to do whatever he want to do without them telling him he wrong.
I'm done.
And that's what messing this country up.
Wow.
All right, Zeus.
All right. Thank you. W's in the chat for Takesha. No lies detected. Wow. All right. What a disgrace. What a disgrace. Oh my God. This is crazy. This is crazy. This is nonsense.
Take me down.
I got you. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Oh, look at this. We have Ange. Ange, where are you, Ange? Where are you doing? How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm doing all right. You came up here to wish Nutty happy birthday?
I actually did. I did. I came up. I'm not going to go completely against Takesha, but anyway, I came up for a real happy birthday to Nutty. I met him 4 years ago on here, and I actually just shared this story yesterday. I'm not in a diverse area. There's just stupid white people all around me. Okay. I don't mean, there are some lovely ones too, but I mean, I want to move with my kids. I don't fit in here. Anyway, when I met Nutty 4 years ago, I have another friend on here, another wonderful Black gentleman, and I would say, there's my boy. There's my boy. Mm-hmm. And Nutty said, hey, Ange. And he told me very calmly and nicely and explained the history to me of why we don't do that.
Yeah.
Of why we don't call Black men a boy.
That's right.
I wasn't offended at all. I was happy that he told me, gave me that history. But we had some jerk yesterday in my live that just got so offended by it. And that tells me a lot. That tells me about that, they have a lot of learning to do. But I want to thank Nutty for that.
Yes.
But I will.
That's good. I love this kind of stuff because it shows that we have real conversations, even amongst ourselves, even though that's the secret they don't want to admit, but it's true.
We do. And I mean, he's taught me a lot on here. I will say that. I mean, he expects me to roll out the red carpet when he comes into my live. And I'm not going that far, Nutty. I do love you, but that's not happening. But thank you, Nutty. And I want to wish you a very happy birthday. And, but this is the part you might not like. Zeus is still most handsome. I'm sorry.
Thank you. Wow, you're going to get very far with that attitude. Anyone ever told you that? With that attitude you got, you're going to get very far in life. Trust me. All right.
Very, very close second, Nutty. You've taught me a lot. I appreciate you. Thank you.
But
happy
he can't
birthday.
Happy birthday. But and this is a joke. He can't teach you how to be handsome. All right. And that's another W. All right. Thank you.
I mean, this is true. But, again, thank you. This is his time. I'm going to get out of here. Right. Happy birthday, Nutty.
All right. Happy birthday. All right. W. Ange, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, sometimes you got to have a little fun. You got to have a little fun under the sun. All right. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. All right. We got to bring up the birthday boy himself, and then we're going to get up out of here, ladies and gentlemen. We got to get up out of here. I'm well past my scheduled time slide. Wow, ladies and gentlemen, it's Nutty Professor's birthday. Where have you been, Nutty? Happy birthday, bro. Whoa. You just got here, Nutty? Wow. Did you just get here, brother? Oh, my God. Hey, how you doing?
I've been here for the whole show. I heard, Takesha, I'm going to get you. Takesha.
Wow.
It's all good. It's all good. Cheers.
No. Listen, man. Let's let bygones be bygones. These folks, we just happy you're here, all right? How you doing? How you doing, brother?
Man, listen. God has blessed me to see another year.
Amen.
Every day above ground is a great day.
Okay. I'm with that. Oh, look at that. Look at all that love. And we haven't even got...
This is the first year in 5 years I've been home so I can spend Halloween with my daughter. So I'm excited.
That's awesome. That's amazing, brother. All right, W, Nutty. Seriously. And honestly, bro, I don't know how you do it, but you know, you've been rocking and rolling and keeping up with me, and I think that's very, very impressive. And to what Andrew's saying, I want to thank you personally because, you know, you've taught a lot of us. You know, you're a real man of his word. You get out here and do real work behind the scenes to help save the country. You know, and I just wanted to say thank you and thank you for sharing your birthday with us this morning. Seriously, brother, I appreciate you.
Well, I appreciate y'all too. But see, here's the thing, Zeus. We're supposed to be learning from each other.
True.
We're supposed to be learning from each other. And that's why my biggest disappointment outside of Blaga is people like DJ. Because DJ, he does have some smarts and some wits about him.
Yeah.
And for him to not, it's not that he doesn't see it. He doesn't want to admit to it because then he would have to admit that he was wrong. There's absolutely nothing wrong with saying I was wrong.
Yeah.
That shows your character as a man.
Yeah.
To say I was wrong. So DJ, just say you were wrong and stop simping for this tyrant.
Yeah.
Because everyone that knows US history knows that there was a party switch. We know this.
He knows it.
We don't have to continue teaching this. We know that there was a party switch.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Here's the thing, Zeus. We know that there are racist people in a Democratic Party even today.
True.
And guess what?
What's that?
We're going to stand against those people too.
Yep. We're not
because
lying.
Racism is racism, and we don't roll with that. That's not how we rock.
Yeah. Tell them, Nutty.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing. You can be a Democrat, you can be a Republican, but if you're a racist, you're still a piece of crap.
Hey, man. Go ahead, Nutty. Hit him with it. And that's fact. That's a wrap for your behind now that I think about it. Well, listen, I guess with that being said, it's now time to move on to the festivities of the morning. And it seems like you're ready to rock and roll, I should say. You ready to do some happy birthday songs and stuff like that? Or you got something else you want to get off?
Listen, I love you all, but I do have a birthday request.
What's that?
I do have a birthday request. I sit on the board of directors for the American Red Cross.
Okay.
For my birthday, I'm asking the kingdom to go out there and donate blood. Please go out there and donate some blood, especially in the black community. We have a crisis going on in the black community right now.
Yes.
With sickle cell anemia that is more prevalent in our community than any other community. And yeah, people from the white community and other ethnic backgrounds, their blood can help, but our blood helps us the most. So I really need to see black folk getting out there and donating blood. Please go to the American Red Cross. Please donate some blood because the life you could be saving could be your own. Yes. And it could be someone in your family or someone that's close to you. So please go out there and share life with others. Amen. Because we care about life. So thank y'all for that. And thank you for the birthday wishes.
All right. Now, what about the food donations right now? You want to open up the door for that too, especially with the SNAP benefits and stuff like that?
So listen, I keep hearing people talk about Christianity and how the churches aren't helping. I don't know where y'all go to church, but in the black church, and let me talk about my church.
Go ahead.
My pastor has asked in lieu of tithing, to bring food so we can, on a mass scale, take care of the people that we're supposed to be taking care of.
Yeah.
So I'm tired of people coming after churches and saying the churches aren't doing this, the churches aren't doing that. But yet you want to criticize the church, but yet you don't go to a church to know what the church is doing.
That part.
So stop criticizing the church.
Yeah.
And the fact that any church says in lieu of tithing, please do this, that shows the heart of a leader.
True.
That shows the heart of a leader. Amen. And it shows the heart of the leader for the community that they're sitting in. Because we know that people are going to go hungry, but not on our watch. Not today, Satan.
Amen, amen. Make sure y'all get out there and donate and volunteer to help folks out right now, especially as they're running out the SNAP benefits. You know, you got a lot of men and women in uniform who now need food more than they've ever needed it, especially because they're not getting paid and grocery prices are high. So if you can, please get out there, volunteer, and donate. And like Nutty said, donate blood. All right, now let's get to the festivities. Today is Nutty's birthday. Happy birthday, brother. You know what we do in the kingdom, ladies and gentlemen. We sing happy birthday and we riz up the guests.
I heard it was somebody's birthday.
Let's go!
I heard it was somebody's birthday.
song, yeah.
Hey,
Today
hey.
is your birthday, we gon' say it loud. Today is your birthday, I know you're so
Let's go, this is my brother Nutty. Happy birthday. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yes. Let's go. They say we spread hate over here. We don't spread hate. We spread nothing but love. Wow, look at that, Nutty. You didn't know. Wow, I haven't seen that one. W, lady, boss, look at this. All right, he could be handsome today. He dressed up too. Let him have it, ladies and gentlemen. We let him get away with it this morning. It's the last time folks to do it for a whole year.
Today is your birthday, we gon' say it loud. Today is your birthday, I know you're so proud. Today is your birthday, we gon' turn out. About to throw a party, get it lit and wild out. Cut the cake and we gon' sing
happy, happy, happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you, yeah. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Look at that love. He's breaking the record, ladies and gentlemen. He couldn't do it without all of you. Thank you, Nutty. Wow, this is what it's about, ladies. And we covered a lot of heavy stuff today, so it's always a pleasure when we can end it on a high note.
Today is your birthday, we gon' say it loud.
Hey.
Today is your birthday, I know you're so proud.
Hey.
Today is your birthday, we gon' turn out. About to throw a party, get it lit and wild out. Cut the cake and we gon' sing happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you, yeah. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, all right. All right, we're wrapping it up, all right. So, do you have any plans today, Nutty? What are you doing?
So today I'm going, when my kiddo gets out of school, I'm going to get her. And again, this is the first year in 5 years I've been able to take her trick-or-treating.
Okay.
So that makes me a little emotional because, she's only 7. So it shows you how long it's been. So I'm excited about that.
All right. And then you hopefully take her out and eat something, and
we
report back to the kingdom. Yeah,
we're going to have a good time.
All right.
And just so y'all know, all of these donations are going to go to My Brother's Keeper Network. So thank y'all, because I do believe in giving back. So thank y'all so much. Because you all are helping me help others. Yeah. Thank you so much.
And you've helped us so many times, so much. And so you truly deserve it. You truly appreciate it. We don't say thank you enough, especially because, we all tend to, be in our own spaces. But again, thank you, sir. And have a great rest of your morning and stay safe out there. All right. Keep up the great work.
Make sure y'all keep up with Union Gang.
Yeah.
Because we got to follow our brother, and we got to keep him in our prayers, because he's out there doing the work, man. He's out there doing the work for all of us.
Amen.
Again, thank you, Zeus, for your time.
You're welcome.
And y'all have a blessed day.
All right. W Nutty out there in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. No lies detected. All right, ladies and gentlemen, listen, sorry to keep you later than I normally do. Yes, but next week I'll be back to my normal schedule. All right, Thursdays and Friday shows will only be an hour. But again, I want to thank each and every single one of you for tuning in this week. This has been it's been spectacular, honestly. I'm doing the show on the road, and I didn't think I could do it, but it's turning out to not be such a difficult thing to do. I want to give a special thank you to all the subscribers, gifters, moderators, and panelists, because without you, this show wouldn't be what it is: entertaining, educational, and very, very engaging. But on that note, I also got to give one last round of booze and shame. All right, wait a second. W Lady Boss. You always take care of your boy. All of y'all, really, I appreciate it. This goes out to all of the Zeus haters out there. This is not just my haters. These are also your haters, too. And you saw one get in my box. You could just never get them to come up and acknowledge any kind of wrongdoing that's going on within their party. I played this whole thing, and I don't even mention his name, but I'll go ahead and do it. I might get into trouble, but I'll say it, DJ. I played a whole excerpt. DC Stephenson, Grand Wizard of the Triple K, did all kinds of unimaginable crimes. And you got up here, and the only thing you could do is go, he was a Democrat, And yeah, missed the entire thing and then proceeded to bash Big Zeus for simply sharing the information out. What a disgrace. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving these hypocrites what they deserve. One last round of, you guessed it, booze and shame. Sorry, Mom. I had to do it. Sorry.
Silence.
Yeah.
You MAGA Damon.
And that's another huge W, Zeus. One last thing, special elections out there. Make sure you get out there and vote for the right person, all right? And especially vote yes if you're in the state of California on Prop 50. That's a W, Zeus. We're out of here. Let's go. We're out of here. Hey, California knows how to party. On Prop 50, W. Vicky.
Welcome everybody to the Wild Wild West.
Let's go.
That's untouchable like only is nest.
Vote yes to retain in PA.
Like a best for your Jimmy in the city of sex. We in that sunshine state.
The state where they never run a dance floor. Wow. W. Kavira. Thank you. W. Angel. What a show!
Looking like a Rob Liberace.
Hey,
it's all good from Diego to the Bay. Your city is the bomb if your city making pain. Throw up a finger if you feel the same way.
Straight putting it down for California, yeah! Knows how to pop. Vote yes on Prop 50. And W to Governor Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom. You gotta come on the show one of these days. All right, because what you're doing to Donald Trump and Just Dance fans. Thank you. Keep it rockin'. They say California is a failed state. Get out of here. Everything we got came from California. Tara, I see you. W. Casey. W. Ann. You don't get Tupac without California.
The life of a West Side player with talent dying and strong goal. Only in Cali when we riot, not rallies to live and die. In LA we wear chucks, not valleys.
That's right.
Flossing with half, flossing we can lie with other proof famous because we program.
Woo!
Let them recognize from Long Beach and Rosecrans.
Bumping and grinding like a slow jam. Woo!
Say what you say, but give me that bomb beat from Dre. Let me serenade the streets of LA. From Oakland to Sacktown, the Bay Area and back down. Cali is running, but they Mac down. Give me love.
Shout out to Tupac. Roger Trotman cooking over here. They cooking on this track. It's like they got in the kitchen and started cooking. Woo! Hey! 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 Hit it, Britt. Oakland.
Frisco.
LA. Pasadena. Where you at?
Yeah, Inglewood.
Hey, Inglewood. Even Hollywood want to get up in this.
Sacramento, where you at?
Throw it up. I can't see ya. All right, I'm out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great weekend. See you Monday. We are